The following is an exclusive presentation of Walmart Digital Solutions and One Radio Square Sports on KIXN Hobbs, Kicks 103. It's time for Tatum Coyote Bowl Game Football from Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports. This afternoon's game is proudly presented by IPS, the Lee County Electric Cooperative, Hobbs Rentals, Eunice Pump and Supply, and Lasco Construction. Tatum Coyote Bowl Game Football also brought to you by the Knoll Pharmacy, New Mexico Junior College, Fulco Trucking, Albertsons Market, Norley Hospital and the Tatum Clinic, and the Coffee House. And welcome to Gateway Christian in Roswell, New Mexico, getting ready for the final game of the Lee County football season. It is the number 2 ranked Tatum Coyotes taking on the Mesilla Valley Christian Sunblazers. I'm TJ Miracle alongside Alan Scott. Don Morgan patrols the sidelines for us this afternoon. And Alan, welcome in, and final football game of our season.
Man, you know what? It fires me up. It's great. And Lee County teams have run the table so far. We're hoping to make it a clean sweep this afternoon. Couldn't be a nicer day for football, TJ. And when I was rolling through off the hill, I could see rain in the distance. Looked like I was going to curve into Roswell and come into rain. Chatted with some Tatum folks, and they said they drove through it. And so I hit you on the phone real quick. Hey, is it dry over there? It's a lovely afternoon for some football here. And you and Don Morgan, our intrepid road warriors, you guys just can't get enough, can you?
No, but I think I'm going to go home and go to sleep when this is all said and done. And pretty nice day. And the third member of our crew, Dawn Morgan, she is braving the elements as she always does. So, Dawn, as we get closer to kickoff time, what are we going to be looking at condition-wise on the field?
Yeah, they're just a little bit gusty at times. There is there's a cloud bank off, a ways away, kind of to the northeast, and it's we're getting a little wind off of that. And so here on the field, it's pretty nice and calm most of the time, but occasionally we'll get a little gust, a little breeze coming through. I don't think it's going to make a lot of difference in the game unless those clouds get a little closer and we get a little more of the wind off them. But it's nice. The biggest thing that I'm realizing as I stand down here, I forgot sunblock.
Yeah.
You guys are inside. You don't have to worry about that. And I love being outside. Don't get me wrong. This is a great place to be on the sidelines to hear the action, to see it closer, and to frankly, smell the action sometimes, okay? It's definitely going to be a sweaty afternoon. And yeah, I think tomorrow I may be the color of the jerseys that Tatum is wearing today. So, yeah.
And just a quick note on the technical side of things as we get the ball game started. The camera angle will change. Right now it's sitting on top of a speaker that will disappear and go away. Yes, it is. And so it's going along with the beat of the music right now, but that will change. So bear with us when we get ready to get going, because we'll have to change the camera
They're playing
angle just a little bit
too right now.
Yes, they are. So that's the way it works. So we will change that. But thank you so much for being with us wherever you are around southeast New Mexico here on Kicks 103 and around the world audio-wise on the Kicks 103 app. And, of course, watching free of charge thanks to our friends at Tatum and Gateway Christian and the rights granted by the New Mexico Activities Association. Able to watch this on the Tatum Sports tab at hobbsamerica.com and also on the Tatum Sports YouTube channel. So we'd like to thank all those folks who help make it possible for us to do the video stream of this ball game as well.
And I'll tell you what, TJ, this thing was in question for a while, whether it was going to be played, and bigger than that was when and where would this game be played. And there were several schedule changes. They agreed, Gateway Christian. It's a nice field. It's outdoors. It's natural. All football fields are generally for high school, but it's natural turf, which is a nice thing. I chatted with one of the Gateway coaches real quick when I was coming in, and I said, thanks for playing, because some teams have opted out, and they had the option to do that. Once we got this finalized, we were going to go anywhere to do this game, but, Roswell, hey, it's a great place to be. And I said, thanks for playing the game, and he said, hey, basketball can wait a week. And I said, it's only a week. We'll be getting after it here pretty soon.
Yeah, Tuesday, as a matter of fact. So
really?
Yeah.
Wow, okay. Well, they're all mashing together, but I'll tell you what, the kids are getting to play. That's the important part. And if Tatum can get the win today against Mesilla Valley, and by the way, the Sun Blazers here, it's Easter weekend, is
Yes, it is.
which is cool.
It is very
you don't
cool.
see that very often. But we're looking forward to a great matchup out here today, and Taylor Garner's going to have a big day. He's got a couple of favorite targets in Kevin Cardenas and also Abraham Durant. He'll take one of those guys, and if you don't keep an eye on him, he'll throw him 3 touchdowns in 1 quarter.
Yeah, so definitely something that the Sun Blazers are going to have to watch out for, as the Sun Blazers, of course, come into this game. They didn't have exactly the season that they wanted. They are number 14 in Class 8-man, but they were 2-2 on the year, so they can get it done. Of course, they run a 2-headed quarterback system. Their primary quarterback is Case Dunlap, who, by the way, wears number 47, and their backup quarterback, who they also use quite effectively, is Kendrick Flores, who wears number 55. So if we're saying it's Dunlap back to pass or Flores around the end, yes, they are indeed the quarterback, despite wearing fullback and linebacker numbers. And, they can run, they can throw, they can do it all. So it's going to be important for Tatum not to take this team too lightly, even though they are rated 14, 15, and Tatum is number 2. You can't take it, you still got to take them seriously.
All of that goes out the window once the first snap is snapped anyway. They do have a common opponent, TJ, in the Magdalena Steers, where we went to Capitan, covered that game. Magdalena put it on them pretty good. Tatum and Magdalena went into that game with lopsided opening season victory, and then it came right down to the end. Tatum beat them on the last play of the game, and then had that come back to bite them against Melrose, where they fought hard but lost on the last play of the game. So, turnabout's fair play, I guess.
I guess so.
But I think that Gateway is looking to make a good showing here today. It doesn't really matter. I don't think they care what their ranking is. They're going to come out here and be ready to play and knock heads with the Tatum Coyotes, because it's all on the line here, shortened season or not. Some people are calling them state championships. We're referring to them as bowl games. You know what? If you do everything that was required and you win, you're a champion to me.
Yeah, even though Melrose opted out, they were the number 1 team. Tatum was number 2. We would have had, I think, a rematch of a 1-2 had Melrose not opted out. For the Coyotes, they are in the black uniforms with the red letters and numbers, the red pants. Some of them wearing white helmets with the interlocking TC. Some of them wearing the black helmets, so kind of a mixed bag for our Coyotes out there as far as the headwear goes. And for the Sun Blazers of Mesilla Valley, they are wearing the white unis with blue letters and numbers and blue pants. So that's how they're looking as we go out, as we prepare for the start of this one here on KIXN Hobbs, getting ready for the introduction of teams and the national anthem. So we will go ahead and take the time out. This is Tatum Coyote Bowl Game Football on Kicks 103 and the Tatum Sports YouTube channel.
You're clear.
Thank you. Everything good, Tiff?
Yeah, except for the horn, and then is it windy up there?
Yes.
Yeah, you can kind of hear the wind, but it's not that bad.
I forgot my mic screen. That might make a little difference. It's left it in the bag.
I don't think this is the NNAA sanctioned.
It's the one they use at the Star Center.
Okay.
And it's the slowest version of the national
Yeah,
anthem
that's
ever.
what I'm saying. They've had the instrumental for the rest of the time. It goes a lot quicker.
A jump cut.
God, for the edit.
Edited for time.
Yes.
10 seconds.
Give me another 30.
Okay.
Looks like Tatum might have got some new unis for this game.
They think they just washed the old ones, maybe.
Here, hold that.
That's how my stuff
30.
looks. I do laundry once a year, whether I need to or not.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Coach.
Good camera. Crisp.
15.
Bless. Both teams are wearing numbers we can see.
Amen, brother.
5. 3, 2, 1, go.
And welcome back to Gateway Christian School on the campus of Gateway Christian Church here in Roswell as we get ready for the bowl game between our Tatum Coyotes and the Warriors, the Sunblazers, I should say, of Mesilla Valley Christian.
It says Warriors on the building over
It
when
does.
you're
That's
coming in.
easy for me to get confused. I'm TJ Miracle. Don Morgan is fieldside, and with the call, Alan Scott.
And we are underway just like that, TJ. Kicked off by number 66. It'll go into the end zone. And Tatum's going to let that roll out of the back of the end zone for the touchback. And they're going to have it first. And so they'll get their first possession underway here. And we are ready to go. Tatum, red, white, black. We got the polar opposite, blue, white, and blue numerals trimmed in gold for the Sunblazers from Mesilla Valley. And Tatum right away. Oh, they do have a really good, steady running back, too. And we'll see if they run it or throw it on first down. Taylor Garner, he's going to hand it off. That's Duran coming around the end around. He gets hit hard and slammed to the turf on the Tatum side of things right in front of the Tatum bench.
Does a nice job, though, as he picks up 14 yards, and it will move the chains. The first Tatum first down of the ball game.
And I'll tell you what, that's what you want on first down, a solid gain. You move the chains right away, no doubt about it.
That was big number 47 for the Sunblazers, bringing him down there on the side.
Thank you, Don Morgan. You can hear the pads cracking down there, I'll bet. Garner to throw this time. He's got a man, and that's a beautiful pass and catch, and up the sideline for a huge gain, down close to the 30. He's going to be.
Spencer Whitman with the grab, and he was all by himself. He got behind the defense, and he winds up going, there's 20, 30, 42 yards on the completion and move the chains. First down for the Coyotes.
Huge. They are rolling. Garner has a great arm. He can also run the football. And Cervantes, the running back, he'll kill you too if you don't pay attention to him. So they got a lot to worry about on that defense for Mesilla Valley. Again, a man in motion. They fake it to him this time. Garner will keep it. He'll use the legs. And he's going to get probably a 6, maybe a 7-yard gain on that play.
Yeah, he crosses the 30, and it looks like they're going to spot his knee down after about a 5-yard gain. So second down and 5 for the Coyotes.
I love the pageantry of the game, the bright colors, the natural grass turf, and some rain showers off in the distance. It's a nice portrait here on Easter weekend, Saturday afternoon. 8-man bowl game for Tatum. There's Garner. He's going to swing it out to the sideline. That is caught by Duran, but he's going to step out of bounds after not gaining too much on that play.
Well, he got some, though, and anytime you can just move it forward, that's a good thing, as it was Devin Guerra on the stop for Mesilla Valley. And, wow, he actually lost a yard on that one. I thought they'd give him a little forward progress. Not to be, though. So.
And that was number 12, Mateo D'Antonio, not 22.
Oh, excuse me.
That 1 and 2 are hard to see.
A little bit. Thank you, Don.
So it's a third down play here for Garner and the Coyotes. He's going to drop back and throw. He's got a man. Looks like that's Cardenas this time with his first catch of the game, but it may have been the guy he threw to the first time. Let's see when he gets up.
Number 6, David Mendoza.
And it was number 65 bringing him down. That was Marco Saldivar on the stop for Mesilla Valley.
I'll tell you what, he's gone to a couple different targets here early. And maybe they were looking at film, and maybe they're going to hold off on going to Cardenas early. But Abraham Duran's solid too. And he's got all kinds of targets out there. Single running back. He's in the gun. Taylor Garner, there's your snap. He's going to keep it, and he's not going to get much on the play. 47 is in there quick. That is Case Dunlap, one of the quarterbacks.
And it'll be over on downs, as Garner actually going to lose a yard on the play, and so it'll go over to Mesilla Valley Christian after Tatum comes out on fire, but then kind of stalls out just a little bit.
Yeah, you have to credit their defense for stiffening, and it's very rare to see Tatum kick the ball on fourth down. They generally go for it 98% of the time, and they did there. And you're good enough field position where it's not going to hurt you. We'll see what they can do on offense now. The Sun Blazers. Shotgun snap here. 2 running backs. Receiver to the right side. And it's the keeper and brought down unceremoniously by Ranley Kruger.
And nowhere that Case Dunlap can go. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play. Great defensive coverage there as they shot the gap and came through.
Ranley Kruger with a big play. A lot of these guys go both ways. Sometimes the opposing quarterback will lay a hit on you. Kruger with a good play there. And he'll catch one for you. He'll throw one. Garner will throw to him on offense. So they come out looking at
second and about 13.
Second and about 18. Loss on the play. Dunlap, running back on each side. He's going to hand it off this time. Positive yardage. Abraham Duran and company are there. He gets back past the original line of scrimmage, maybe 2 yards past where this drive started.
Yeah, they're going to give him 4 on the play, so it'll be 3rd down and 10.
It was Kendrick Flores on the carry for Mesilla Valley.
Also one of their quarterbacks. And a running back, too, while he's at it.
He almost lost the helmet. I think the strap came off, but it didn't leave his head, so he can stay in for the play.
And this is a big play. Tatum licking their chops here. The Coyotes seeing if they can get a stop on downs. Should Mesilla Valley decide to go for it, I don't think they will. I'd be kicking it if they don't get it here. And there's the snap. It's Dunlap. He's looking to throw this time, and he's got no one to throw to, and the defense is there, and he's going down.
A huge sack for the Coyotes, getting back inside the 20 at the 19-yard line. First sack of the ball game. It'll be a sack for -5, and so it'll be 4th down and 14.
Yeah, great defensive play there. They were licking their chops, and they got fed.
And a couple of guys coming through. Ruben Ibarra, among others, for the Coyotes, putting on the pressure and getting the stop.
Tyler Graham, too.
So they're going to kick it, and then back near his own goal line is the
Flores.
Is the kicker. Snap is good. He gets his foot into it. It'll go end over end and drop for a moment by Tatum. They're going to pick it up, try to come back the other way and fumble the football. Now they pick it up and get a little something out of it. That's a heads-up play by number 7.
Nice job by Tatum. Yeah, nice job by Garner to pick that up after it was fumbled by David Mendoza and turn it in to a positive play for the Coyotes. So let's see what they can do on their second possession.
Yep, heads-up play. And Garner never gets ruffled. It doesn't matter what the situation is. He's always calm, and he makes good decisions.
So it'll be 1st down and 10 for the Coyotes. They're going to be set up at their own 40-yard line. They started out well and then kind of sputtered out a little after they got into Mesilla Valley territory. Let's see what Coach Satterwhite does this time. I think he's probably made some adjustments.
Garner back to throw. Pressure coming. He throws. It's caught. But just back to the original line of scrimmage on the catch. I think that was Kruger.
Yeah, it was Ranley Kruger, complete to Kruger, but no gain on the play. So a completion but no gain will be 2nd down and 10 as Mesilla Valley and, again, number 55, Kendrick Flores, had that sniffed out.
They did, and they're big up front here on defense, right in the middle. It may be tough for Tatum to run it up the gut today. Shotgun snap, a swing pass. That's going to be caught. Cutting it upfield. He's got a 1st down, breaking tackle. And that's a nice run after the catch for the Tatum Coyotes. A huge play there. That's Ruben Ibarra.
25 yards to Ibarra, and all that was sprung by a great block from Abraham Duran.
And Case Dunlap, if it hadn't been for Case Dunlap, I think that would have been an end zone dance right there.
I liked his effort. Kept the legs moving. Broke a tackle. And Tatum is set up with a fresh set of downs inside their opponent's territory here, and again, licking their chops. See if he maybe takes a shot at the end zone on 1st down. It's over the middle. He wanted Kruger a little behind him, and Mesilla Valley Sunblazers got a tip on him.
Yeah, I think it was number 12. I think it was Mateo D'Antonio who put his hand up.
And very close to getting an interception, Case Dunlap. If that one pops a little bit different, Dunlap's got it, and he's got room to run. Got to be careful on those tip passes.
Man, you do, because they can go anywhere, and either side has a shot at it. 2nd down here for the Coyotes. Empty backfield this time. Taylor Garner. He looks to throw up the sideline. He wanted Kruger again, and they're not on the same page on the route on that one. Overthrew him, and he, I think, wanted to cut it across the field there instead of taking it right up the sideline.
The coach over here made a real nice catch on that, though. Unfortunately, he's an ineligible receiver.
Yeah, nobody was on him.
And if he hadn't gotten it, I had my hands ready behind him. So
I want to see you make a one-handed catch.
She's done it. I've seen it.
Now if I could just perfect the spiral throw, I'd have it down.
Right. Okay, it's a big 3rd down play now here for Tatum, but generally they're very comfortable going forward on 4. And they're going to pitch it this time, and they are all over that play.
Jonathan Galindo had that sniffed out to perfection, and there was just absolutely nothing on that one that Ruben Ibarra could do on the pitch, and he's going to lose a yard on the play. Actually, he's going to lose 4 yards on the play after Galindo had it sniffed out. So 4th down and 14, but of course the Coyotes will go for it.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, the Sunblazers have to be happy with their defensive performance right now as they've got them in 4th and long. Taylor Garner at the helm. There's the snap. It's a good one. He looks to throw. Pressure coming. It's a screen pass. And taking it upfield, breaking tackles again. And getting the first down is Ibarra. I like his effort today.
Going to be close to the first down. It'll all depend on the spot.
It does, yeah.
They're going to spot it. It looks like right on the 25?
That looks to be right where it needs to be and no more.
So, yep, it looks like, well, they're going to measure it, I would think.
Yeah, it's that close.
Yeah, they're going to come out and measure. Dawn, what's it look like from your angle?
They've got the nose of the football right on the 25-yard line, and here come the chains. And I think they've got it. We'll see when they spread them out. It's going to be – it'll be the length of the football, the difference either way.
Let's see as they spread them out, as they get them tight, and
it
is first down
inches.
for the Coyotes.
Good eye, Don Morgan. Nose of the football there, man. And they say it's a game of inches, and maybe they say it too much, but it really is. We saw it right there. It's fresh set of downs for Garner and company. No score in the ball game here. We're in the first quarter of this bowl game for the Tatum Coyotes taking on
halfway through the first, as a matter
Mesilla
of
Valley.
fact.
Garner in the gun. He's going to hand it off. It's Ibarra, and they are all over him. 62 is the first to get there for the Sunblazers. That's Jonathan Galindo.
So going to lose a couple yards. Ibarra with a couple of carries in the ball game and is yet to go into positive territory.
And it was their number 75, and
that'll be Donovan
Lopez. He is the biggest guy they have on the line. I would not want to be under the pile under him. I mean, he is a big boy. He's a mountain.
He blocks out the sun. Garner. Snap, throw, swing pass. Ibarra falls forward, close to the 30.
So he's going to get the 2 back that he lost, but good coverage again for Mesilla Valley Christian. Mateo D'Antonio in on that stop. Garner with already 87 passing yards through the early going of this one, but Tatum still not on the board with 5:05 to go in the first.
And conspicuously missing from the games I've done this year is the running back, Cervantes.
He's hurt.
He's hurt.
We've just been informed. Thank you.
They will miss him because he's a spark plug for Tatum, and they have a lot of spark plugs. Looking to throw over the middle. That's caught by Kruger. He's going to score. He takes it to the house, and Tatum is up 6.
Ranley Kruger, he got there, and you talked about the one-hand catch, and he got it. So he goes 25 yards into the end zone, and will put Tatum up early. Here's 6-0.
They celebrate. That's a great throw and play. He was wide open. There was nobody between him and the end zone once he caught that ball. Good throw from Taylor Garner as well.
And he really had to fight to hold on to the ball. He juggled it a while. I was holding my breath over here, but he made it.
They'll go for 2.
It's going to be Ibarra.
Short.
And he's not going to make it. And Tatum, if there's any chink in the armor, is they don't get a lot of 2-point conversions, but they score enough touchdowns. They don't need a lot of 2-point conversions sometimes, it seems.
So with the touchdown by Garner, the Coyotes go up 6-0 on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard. We're back in 60. This is Tatum Coyote football on Kicks 103.
You're clear.
All right, life good, Tiff?
Yes.
So we will take a 30-second injury timeout. This is Coyote football. Yorick is the injured Sunblazer, but he's up and he's going to go. I think maybe just got the wind knocked out of him, but certainly hope that young man is okay. Second down and 17 back here at Gateway Christian. And with the call, Alan Scott.
Thank you, TJ. And I tell you, it reminds you every time a player goes down, your heart kind of stops, and you remember that it's a contact sport and you take a certain risk. Dunlap fakes the throw, takes the risk of running, and he gets a nice gain, but I don't think he's even going to make it back to the original line of scrimmage.
No, he's going to get 5 of them back, but he's not going to get enough of it back, so he's still in negative territory. And for Mesilla Valley now, it'll be 3rd down and 11.
Cardenas made the shoestring tackle on that, got up to some high fives from his teammates.
Nice job there by the Coyote defense. They have done a whale of a job through the first quarter. 3:35 remaining in the first, and Tatum is up 6-0 here at Gateway Christian against Mesilla Valley Christian.
They have had him in long-distance yardage most of the first quarter when it comes to being on the defensive side of things, and the Sunblazers trying to get out of another hole here. And the cadence gets the Coyotes moving. That's probably going to be a jump on Tatum.
Yeah, I've got to think. It didn't look like anybody moved that time on the other side of things. So, yep, it'll be offsides on Tatum. So you gave him a free 5. Now it's up to the defense to step up again. So 3rd down and 6 to go.
That's manageable for the Blazers. Let's see what they can do here. Dunlap, it's a high snap. He's looking to throw, and it's a screen pass over the middle. That's what you want, and the rush is coming. And it goes to the other utility quarterback, who's a pretty good receiver, and he hauls that one in. It's Kendrick Flores.
So it'll be a 12-yard gain to Flores. That is the first completion for Dunlap, and it'll be the first down for Mesilla Valley.
As we just get under 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter. 6-0 Coyotes, if you're just tuning in to the ball game. Beautiful throw from Garner to Ranley Kruger, and he took it to the house for the first score. PAT was no good. And Garner is back there on defense, too. And one thing about the quarterback playing defense, he can really read plays. He may know what you're doing before you know you're doing it. Dunlap is in the gun, single running back. 2 receivers near, 1 far. He's going to hand it off again to Flores. Flores makes a nice cut and gets a nice gain out of it. He's probably going to be about 5 short of what he needs for a first down.
Yeah, going to pick up 6. Ranley Kruger got the jersey, but just couldn't bring him down, and finally Tatum moved in on him. And
Jeremy Hitchcock was the one who got him by the ankles and brought him down.
So it'll be 2nd down and 5 for Mesilla Valley. It's really nice having Don down there to spot those numbers.
He made a nice cut. That was a good move to cut it back to the inside and get everything he could out of it.
1:50 remaining here in the first. Tatum up 6-0, but Mesilla Valley starting to find a little rhythm.
And certainly when you're in a 1-score game, I mean, you like being ahead, but you're not really comfortable when they could tie it or take the lead every time they get the ball. And it'll be Dunlap, single setback this time. And he's going to hand it to him. And they're going right back to the well with Flores. He cuts it upfield, but Tatum is there.
Ibarra
flag down.
Runs him out, but a flag down. That's in the neighborhood of holding. We'll see what the man in the white cap says, but I think we're gonna be wiping that one off of the board, and it will be holding on Mesilla Valley. That'll be their first penalty of the ball game, and it'll wipe out a good gain. And so now we'll replay 2nd down, but it'll wind up being 2nd and 15.
Yeah, that penalty is going to benefit Tatum, and just as Mesilla Valley Sunblazers were generating a little offense, a penalty hurts them.
So now let's see if Tatum can take advantage of a little bit of a swing in momentum.
Tatum's faithful is yelling up there, give me a sack, give us a sack.
Well, they are certainly capable of it.
For sure.
We've already seen it once this game. Maybe we'll see it again. Going with a little extra protection in the backfield this time, I notice.
Yep, single receivers out to each side. Now they send a man in motion.
And
he'll go back to the line of scrimmage. Can he do that?
And a whistle? Nope,
No, he
because they're
can't.
going to say, yep, illegal formation on Mesilla Valley. And so they're kind of shooting themselves in the foot
They
right
are.
now.
It was Logan Garrick, number 24, who moved and went back to get on the line of scrimmage and caught that penalty.
So it'll be second and nope. They changed their mind. They wave it off, so it'll be 2nd and 15 still. Is
And
Tatum
Garrick
having a little trouble up front?
And Garrick just stays on the line of scrimmage this time. And it's going to be thrown over the middle and overthrown. And he was looking for Garrick, number 24, but it's going to fall incomplete from Case Dunlap.
So incomplete. That'll be his first incompletion. He's 1 of 2 for 12 yards, and now it'll be 3rd down and 15 as the line of scrimmage inside Mesilla Valley territory at about the 48-yard line, as somehow Gorick managed to get behind and get a step on the defense.
Yeah.
But just overthrown, sailed in the wind a little bit.
Well, and the two guys down there downfield to try to cover that, Abraham Duran and Taylor Garner, were certainly running for their life, and just in case that was a catchable ball.
And we're getting close to the end of the first quarter. We're under a minute. It's 38 seconds left here before we switch directions with these two teams. 6-0 Tatum trying to shut them down here. Dunlap throws, caught, and going upfield, getting back to what was the original line of scrimmage. And that's a good throw and a nice catch by Mateo D'Antonio.
So another
Ruben Ibarra was right there for the stop, and he came out of that. He's hands on his head down, hands on his knees. I think he's shaking it off, but he's out for this play.
But it'll be 4th down and 10 to go still for Mesilla Valley. Stayed in bounds. They don't have to snap it again, but looks like they are going to try and get one more play off before the end of this first quarter as they hurry to the line.
Can they do it? We're down to 2 seconds. Yeah, they got to snap, they got to throw, they got to catch, and they got to hit hard.
And they knocked the ball loose, but it was a dead ball.
And incomplete because he never had control as the gun sounds on the first quarter. We've played one, and it's Tatum 6. Mesilla Valley nothing on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard. We're back for the second quarter in 1 minute here on Kicks 103. Back. Sorry, Alan, go ahead.
No, that's okay, Matt. And we are back. Second quarter is starting. Alan Scott, TJ Miracle, Don Morgan. And the Tatum Coyotes are leading at 6-0 here. 8-man football this afternoon. Kicks 103 and on the Tatum Sports YouTube channel. That's caught. A huge gain. He's gone. He's going to take it to the house. It's Abraham Duran.
That was absolutely gorgeous. That'll be 55. Make that 60 yards to Duran from Taylor Garner. 162 through the air, 2 touchdowns for Garner. And just like that, the Coyotes say, okay, we like 12-0 on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard. Even better.
Yeah, that was it was a slant route, just as you said, textbook, and it just very well executed the throw, the catch, everybody doing their job, and now Tatum is 12 up.
Honest Abraham Duran hauling that one in. I'll tell you what, he's a favorite target of Garner. And Garner has a good arm. He knows when to throw it. Very rarely throws the interception. As the 2-point try looms here, with Tatum up a dozen. He'll throw for it. And caught and dropped
Incomplete pass as his intended target down there was David Mendoza. Mendoza not able to hang on to it, though, as he got popped just as the ball got there. Good timing by Case Dunlap and one of the other defensive backs.
Logan Gorick, number 24.
So he's back up. Good to see that young man is fine. But it's a touchdown to start the second quarter as the Coyotes go up 12-0 on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard. We're back in 60 on Kicks 103.
And Tatum kicks it off, and it looked as if it was going to be a safety, but it's not. He picks it up and runs it back, and he really runs it back. That's a nice gain out to about the 40-yard line, where the body language looked like it was just going to be a routine touchback.
I believe that was number 80, Matthew Board.
Yeah, Board took that one, and he found a little seam as Tatum, I think, thought that was going to be a touchback as well, and so they kind of pulled up, and that got their coverage off on the special teams coming down the field and gave Board room to run, and so a good return. He tiptoed the line and was pushed out on the far side back at the 37-yard line, so that's where Mesilla Valley will have it. It was almost about a 50-yard return, so they catch a little bit of a break there.
Yeah, and just timing off because you think it's going to be a touch back will keep the pursuit from getting him. So we'll see what Mesilla Valley does here. They send a man in motion. Snap to Dunlap, fakes the throw and keeps it. He's heading toward the left sideline. He's going to get 8, maybe 7 or 8 on that before he is hit hard by the Coyote defense.
Ibarra came through and made a good hit and managed to wrap him out and knock him out, but it'll still be good for 7 yards. And so second down and 3. As Mesilla Valley really likes running with Dunlap, and they've been picking on that left side of the Coyote defense just a little bit, or the right side, rather.
And, guys, it has started sprinkling down here on the field. It's been sprinkling for a couple of minutes now, just starting to come down just a little bit harder. I don't think it's going to last very long.
I'm going to say I've got an umbrella in the car if you want to go get it, Don.
Nah.
April showers bring in some Mayflowers, hopefully, and there's Dunlap. He's looking to flower a play and have it bloom, and it's not going to happen. It's in and out of the hands of his intended receiver, who's number 12,
that was
D'Antonio.
And knocked away by Mendoza at the last second. Nice job for the Coyotes. Third down and 3.
Tatum leading by 12 here. And I kind of like the little spritzing. That's kind of nice. It's a lovely spring afternoon, if you ask me. And I like the shade, too. We've got cloud cover here in Roswell. And the Sun Blazers down by 2 scores trying to get something generated on offense. They've had their moments, but they can't seem to string them together back to back. There's Dunlap again on the run. That's a big play. He's got the first down and more, and it will not go down. He is forced out by Abraham Duran, but not before he takes his team into Coyote territory.
Picks up 18 yards on it. It'll be the second first down for Mesilla Valley, as now Dunlap 5 carries and 22 yards, and it'll be a first down, as we mentioned, for Mesilla Valley inside Coyote territory.
Yeah, at the 39, they're going to mark this one. And Coyote defense has played very well here in the first half and not looking to give up anything. They'd like to shut these guys out. And Mesilla Valley certainly wants to get on the scoreboard here. So you've got a single running back, and Dunlap in the gun, fakes it, keeps it, and the defense is there. They get him immediately, and that's a great play in there from Ibarra.
Nice job. Ibarra has been everywhere. It'll be a loss of 1 on the design quarterback run, and Tatum not biting on that one. Second down and 11. Good job up front to give Ibarra the space to go in and make the stop.
And he's run enough that Coyote defense is not biting on that play fake on the pass. And a good job to get the hands on the hips there by Ibarra and bring him down.
The line's working hard. Tatum Moorhead, Skylar Campbell, Ricky Cano, doing a good job on the line for Tatum.
Second down play here. And it's going to be another run for Dunlap. He's got blockers this time. They got 3 on that.
Didn't help him much, though, with those blockers as Tatum came through and getting up from the bottom of the pile. David Mendoza with the first hit. But it'll be a pickup of 3.
And number 33, Tyler Graham, was in there. Almost a late hit by David Mendoza. He's got to be a little careful. When your man's down, you don't want to come sliding in over the pile.
We're going to call it third and a short 8. Is what the scoreboard is saying. Looks like 7 to me, but Tatum just wants to get the stop here. And if they do, we'll see if Mesilla Valley goes for it on 4. Dunlap takes it. He's going to hand it off. And balls forward, gets the first down, and on the carry, the other quarterback turned running back, Kendrick Flores.
Yes, he's going to pick up 9 on the play, and so it'll be a new first down, new set of downs for Mesilla Valley, their 3rd first down of the ball game.
Nearing the red zone. They've got this thing now inside the 30, about the 38, it looks like, 28 rather.
A little bit harder rain coming down now here briefly. I think it'll just chase the ants away. Maybe it'll make the dandelions grow.
There's the snap. He's going to hand it off this time, and Tatum is right there. There's 2 guys right there when he handed that ball off, and they made a nice play.
Yeah, they're going to give him forward progress for about a yard, but still he didn't have much room to run. 2nd down and 9, and again the Coyotes coming out from the bottom of the pile as Tatum Moorhead got the first hit on him, and I believe it was Skylar Campbell with the other.
So Flores not able to do much on that play. And you got to wonder, because the wind, I think, would favor them. It's at their back. It's not even blowing much right now, and all the flags seem to be hanging straight down.
Yes.
And Tatum is getting used to playing the run. You got to wonder if they're going to try and throw for the end zone at some point. We shall see. 2-man backfield with Case Dunlap in the shotgun. He has been there all day. And he's going to keep it again, and Tatum's going to drag him down. He gets to the 25 maybe.
And that was just a great job by Ricky Cano. He pretty much was spying on the quarterback and came in and stopped him. And Mesilla Valley going to take a timeout as they're facing a 3rd down and about 5. So we'll take it with them. It's 12-0 Tatum on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard. Back in 30 on Kicks 103. Back here at Gateway Christian for this bowl game between our Tatum Coyotes and the Mesilla Valley Christian Sunblazers. As it's 12-0 Tatum on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard. 8:26 remaining here in the first quarter. Dawn Morgan patrols the sidelines. I'm TJ Miracle, and as we head back to the action, here's Alan Scott.
Thank you, TJ. And I'll tell you what, it's really nice having Dawn down there on the sidelines with that bird's eye view of things. And she does a great job describing the action. When you're that close, I know you can hear the pads and helmets hitting down there, and you really get all of the full sounds of the game. They're going to spread a couple of guys out wide this time. And it's like the Rolling Stones drummer. Is he ever going to do a roll? Are they ever going to throw? They are not. They're going to hand it off to Flores again, and he's going to run it for a touchdown. He's going to score. 26 yards to the house for Flores, and just like that, man, Sun Blazers have cut the lead in half, now 12-6.
Yeah, nothing he could do. He got good blocking from the big boys up front, and Tatum just a little bit out of position and couldn't pursue. Even though Flores is a big boy, he's got an extra gear in there, and he takes it 26 yards to the house, as you mentioned. So now they'll go for 2 and try and cut this down to just a 4-point Tatum lead.
So an interesting play call. I'm wondering, too, if Tatum might not have been thinking, hey, they're going to throw it this time, but they didn't have to. It was a nice run.
Got a little thunder going on here. As long as we don't get lightning, we're okay.
I thought I heard thunder a few minutes ago. It's Flores again trying to push the pile, and he does, and they get the 2-point conversion. So it's a 4-point game. The Sun Blazers are back in it, 12-8 now.
So with 8:20 remaining here in the first half, it's Tatum 12 and Mesilla Valley 8 on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard. Back in 60 on Kicks 103.
Back at Gateway Christian as the Mesilla Valley Sun Blazers have scored. And then on the kickoff, they drew a penalty, so it's going to back them up, and they're going to have to re-kick this thing. Say offsides, TJ?
Yeah, the offsides, and they pointed at Tatum, so offsides on Tatum, so they'll move the ball up 5 yards.
And I think Tatum, had some breathing room, but the Sun Blazers struck quick. Now got this down to 4, and there's still a lot of time. The first half, 8:20.
As the rain starts coming down here in Northwest Roswell, I should say.
Lovely, too. I love that ozone smell of the rain. And a few people scattered for cover, but most folks were wise enough to bring the umbrella for the spot showers we got. And the kick will be a nubber, and it's going to sidewind its way out of bounds without a return.
So that means Tatum will get the ball. They can either elect to have them re-kick or they can take the ball at the 35.
And I think they're going to take it.
Yeah, I would think they'll take it at the 35, but you never know. I wonder how the drainage here on the field on the Warriors field. Of course, this is the home of the Gateway Warriors, when we are quite familiar with.
Yep.
Of course,
certainly.
it is natural grass, and they've done a pretty good job with it. Got a pretty good crop of dandelions here and there, and a few little ankle twist and gopher holes, but not bad. It's depending on how long if we get a little muddy, we'll have to see what effect it has.
So we'll see if Garner and company can answer here. They've got a lot of time. And it's going to be a keeper from Garner. He faked it to Duran. He gets spun around and thrown to the turf by big number 62, Jonathan Galindo, after a short game.
So for Garner, he's going to pick up 2 on the play, 3 carries for 6 yards for the Tatum quarterback. And it'll be second down and a long 8, short 9. Under 8 minutes to go, first half, 12-0. Tatum in the lead, but would love to answer right here after Mesilla Valley just pretty much marched it down the field on him.
They did, and I think they're still miss Kevin Cardenas out there a little bit. He's hurt, and we there's a throw up the sideline. He wants Duran again, and if not for a great play to get an arm in there by number 80, that could have been huge. That was a great defensive play by Matthew Board, number 80, or Duran. Might have broken away from him after the catch there.
Yes, it was. So a nice job on defense, and it'll be third down and 8. Let's see what the Tatum coaching staff can pull out of their back pocket for this one.
And, of course, another guy they missed was their very trusty running back, Luis Cervantes, and we have checked with the Tatum folks up here. He opted out of the game to go on ahead and play basketball.
I believe it was Cardenas who opted out. Yep. And Cervantes is out injured, so.
I had him just backwards. They missed both of them. That's my point. And there's a great catch.
It's number 6.
Had a hard time bringing it in for a moment. Juggled it, but caught it and got forward progress and a nice game. It will be fourth down, though, and they're still going to need about 4 yards even after that completion to David Mendoza.
Yeah, so it'll be about a 3-yard gain. 165 through the air for Garner, but they've still got some work to do.
In the huddle after that Mesilla Valley touchdown, the coaches yelled at them, we didn't come all this way for you to play like this. Come on, wake up, wake up.
So we shall see. Maybe a no-dose tablet or two. Garner, checking the sideline. There's the snap. He's calm under pressure, breaks away from the rush, throws, caught. That's it, Bauer. He's going upfield. He may go to the house. He's fast. They are not going to get him. He's in for the touchdown.
I'd say he's pretty awake.
I would say so, as that one's going to go 65 yards to the house, actually 60 yards to the house. So another 60-yard touchdown, 225 through the air for Garner, as that one goes to Mendoza for 60. And so 67 yards and a touchdown for him. And Tatum back up by 2 scores, now up by 10, 18-8.
That was perfectly thrown ball. He remained calm. The pressure was there. He faked, got away from the rush, and kind of lobbed it right over the defense. It was a perfect throw.
It was just kind of a little toss. It wasn't even a flea flicker. It was just a little toss, as you called it.
Let's see if they can get the 2 this time. It's going to be a pitch and bobbled, and
Ibarra not makes it in, but there is laundry behind the line. That'll be probably a hold on the Tatum line.
yeah, I think you're going to be pretty close to being right on that one.
And so Mesilla Valley is going to make them run it again from 10 yards further back. Let's see for sure what the call is going to be, and it will be holding on Tatum, and so we'll get to try this one again, but from 10 yards further back. Tatum 4 penalties for 25 yards, and they'll try again on the 2-point conversion.
Up now by 10, and Tatum's opponents have gotten 2-point conversions this season, but they have been hard to come by for the Tatum Coyotes.
And since this was from the spot of the foul, it happened in the backfield, they moved them all the way back to the 15-yard line for the 2-point conversion.
You know, to that last toss that ended up with the score, it takes a lot of poise to know how and when to not do too much.
Right. Throw, Garner, and overthrows his intended receiver.
Leading Mendoza just a little bit too far on that, but still a good set for the Tatum Coyotes. 6:39 remaining here in the first half. Tatum 18, Mesilla Valley 8 on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard. We're back in 30. This is Tatum Coyote football on Kicks 103. $60 yards from Taylor Garner to Mendoza, and the 2-point conversion no good, but Tatum back up by 2 touchdowns. It's 18-8. Dawn Morgan on the sidelines on TJ Miracle, and with the call, back to the action, Alan Scott.
And we are proud to be here, Kicks 103, also on the internet, HobbsAmerica.com, Tatum Sports YouTube channel. Thanks for watching and listening, everyone. It's been a good one so far, and Garner gets his foot into this one. Short end-over-end kick into the gap at the 30.
But it goes out of bounds, so Mesilla Valley, I think, are probably going to opt to take it at the 35, although we have seen a lot this year when this has happened. You know, teams will elect to make them re-kick it, hoping that they can actually wind up getting more out of it. Looks like Mesilla Valley not going to go that route, though. No, they won't. They'll take it at the 35.
And down by 10, still with a good amount of time on the clock. 6:38 to go before the halftime break. And the weather, I think, had stopped raining. Dawn, you still getting wet down there?
It has stopped pretty much, just the occasional sprinkle now. So, and it's still very calm right now, no wind.
Yeah, nice afternoon for some 8-man football. And again, it's going to be a shotgun snap. They rarely, if ever, go under center. Sun Blazers keeper, and the defense is there again. It's going to be at least a 2-yard loss on that play, as the pursuit, again, is there and able to get the quarterback, Case Dunlap.
Nice job again, as you mentioned, by the pursuit, as going out wide with
33.
Tyler Graham.
Yeah.
Did a great job. He strung that one out and brought down the opposing quarterback, which is, of course, number 47, Case Dunlap.
And the other workhorse back there carrying the football, Flores. He'll be in the backfield this time. And we await the shotgun snap here. It's a little high. He's able to field it. He goes to Flores. He's coming to the near side, cuts it upfield. He'll get a gain of about 3 on the play. But again, except for the touchdown run, they have not been able to break too many big running plays, considering they've kept it on the ground most of the day.
And they're actually going to give him 6 on the play, so it'll be 3rd down and 6 to go for the Sun Blazers, but a nice job by the Tatum defense again, once again. If Flores continues to come around to the near side, he probably gets another 3-4 yards out of that.
That was Ibarra who brought him down.
So an important third down and about 6 to go here.
Yep, it is an important play. Defense is digging in. They're expecting run. Dunlap hands to Flores. He tries to go the other way, and he's going nowhere. And the pursuit gets him again. And
nice job, Ricky Cano, on that one.
And Ibarra on the other side. It was a little coyote sandwich.
So he loses 4 on the play, and that'll make it 4th and 10.
Here it tastes like chicken, Don.
And actually, they give him. They don't take as much off of him. It'll still be 4th and 8 though, as he loses 2 officially. So you got to think the Sun Blazers are going to go for it with 5 minutes and some change left here in the first half.
Yeah, good job by the defense to give him a little longer go on.
They are going to show punt.
And there's the rare kick on 4th down. It's kind of a skying kick. It's going to go out of bounds. Tatum's going to get good field position out of this even without a return.
Yeah, should have it right around midfield because it's supposed to where the referee thinks that it sailed out of bounds. And they're actually going to put it on the Tatum side of the 50 at the 48. So Tatum getting a little bit of a break there with a missed kick by Mesilla Vally.
Well, it wasn't too hard to spot because it almost hit inside the trash can sitting right by the Mesilla Valley stands over there. And, in fact, a couple of the fans had to scoot out of the way so it didn't hit them either.
I think you get 3 points if you do that.
If it goes in.
And you get a nice little teddy bear, too, I've been told. So, oh, wait a minute. That's at the carnival, not the football game. So 1st and 10 for the Coyotes, who lead 18-8 on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard. 5:04 to go in the first half. They'd like to punch one in right here and extend this lead a little bit.
They would, and, they're capable of big plays. I've seen them all year. And you give them this kind of field position, they could hit you with a quick strike and get it done in one play. Garner certainly has the arm to get that done. There's the snap. Fakes, throws, swing pass towards the sideline, and a good catch. He's going to get 4 yards on the play and another completion for Garner, who rarely makes a bad throw.
No, he really doesn't. And a 3-yard completion, as you mentioned, to Ibarra, his 4th catch of the day for 40. If I could do math quickly, it's 45 yards for Ibarra, and it'll be 2nd down and around 7.
Yeah, it was Dunlap and Board bringing him down on that tackle.
Kruger will go out far to the Mesilla Valley side of the field. 2 receivers near. And a throw is very nearly intercepted. It was low and unable to get down there and dig that one out is D'Antonio, but he had a shot at it.
And I think just a little miscommunication on the play there from Duran as he went a little bit deeper, as it looked like Garner just wanted to throw the little underneath route, and the only man that was there, as you mentioned, was D'Antonio.
Yeah, and a couple of times today on the route, Garner not on the same page with his intended receiver, but he has still had a good day in the air, and I think it's the fact that he's hard to fluster. You just can't fluster this kid. Garner will take the snap, dropping back, pressure coming, screen pass will be caught by Ibarra, and he's going to cut it upfield and just short of the first down, thrown down by Case Dunlap.
Flag on the play.
There is a flag. That is in the area holding, but we'll have to see Dunlap trying out for the WWE over there. So we'll see what the head official has to say. He had him off the turnbuckle and then slammed him to the turf.
He did.
So let's see for sure what they're going to call. Tatum's acting like it's on them, and I'm thinking it might be a hold downfield as pressure that time getting to Tatum, and it will be holding on the Coyotes. So we'll replay 3rd down. They'll move it back. It'll be a 10-yard penalty officially. So Tatum's looking at 3rd and 10 now. It really only cost him about 3 yards of actual field position.
Yeah, and in fact, they may need 11. Just inside the 50. 3rd down here. And they will come up to the line. No running back this time. It's the empty backfield for Garner. Everybody else going downfield. He's going to throw up the sideline and not on the same page as Kruger.
But they want
Kruger says he's being held up the whole way.
Yeah, well, and Kruger being held up, and the Tatum faithful, I think, wanting a roughing the passer call, but happened right in front of the head official, and he did not throw the flag. And so it'll be over on downs. Mesilla Valley will take over right at midfield.
Wow, there could have been 2 flags on that play if you're asking me. I think
Devin Guerra hit just as that ball was thrown, just as he let go of it.
So he timed it just about right then.
Face guarding Kruger, he couldn't run the route
that
he wanted to run.
Yep, so it'll be 4th down now for the Coyotes.
And here's the snap. Now quick kick this one, and Garner boots it over the defense, and that will go out of bounds around the 10-yard line.
Yeah, let's see where they step it off. I think they're going to put it back about the 8. So, yeah, the quick kick gives it back to Mesilla Valley, but they've got a long way to go in 3 minutes and 53 seconds, and Tatum up 18-8 here on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard. And, wow, they are going to say it went right at the 10, so 90 yards for Mesilla Valley to work down. And still with 2 timeouts.
I think that's why they don't go for it on 4th down, because that way the quick kick is always a surprise. That's why they never punt.
Yeah, you're seeing that a lot more here in the high school game at all of the levels. So let's see if Tatum's defense can step up and maybe push Mesilla Valley backwards. You're right in that kind of gray area where you're really going to bring the heat to try for the safety.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. They've got it at the 10.
But it's dangerous if you bring too much of the house. You're vulnerable downfield.
Dunlap falls forward, make it a yard, maybe a yard and a half. But again, the Coyote defense is there. They've seen that all day with Dunlap and Flores. And the Coyotes rise to the occasion there. And you got to be careful. They rarely throw, and if you do throw that far deep in your own territory, you risk a pick 6.
Yeah, well, I had a high school, actually a 6-man coach. I asked him why he didn't throw it so much. It's been 25, 30 years ago now. And he said, son, only 3 things happen when you throw it, and 2 of them are bad.
Right. Yeah, if you don't catch it, only bad things are going to happen. Defense digs in here. And Dunlap is back in the shotgun for a 2nd down play. He does look to throw over the middle.
And we are going to have a flag. I'm not sure what that flag is going to be for. It looked like a clean hit. The intended target was D'Antonio. But I think maybe they're going to throw.
I think David Mendoza
got
was
there a little bit quick.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
He was the one who was there on the tackle.
That's about the only thing I saw that they could flag him for, and I thought he timed it pretty well.
Yeah, I thought it.
Yeah, I thought it was clean.
I thought it was too. So we'll see, and it will be pass interference on Tatum. So a 15-yard penalty on the Coyotes, and it'll be an automatic 1st down for Mesilla Valley.
Well, okay, you can throw that flag. I'm not going to give the refs a hard time, but he was coming up behind him. It's not like he got in and got the hands to the face or anything like that, but a penalty is a penalty, and it gives them a fresh set of downs, more importantly, for Mesilla Valley with 3:03 to go before the half. Dunlap, back in the gun, sends a man in motion this time. Fakes the throw, keeps it up the middle. He's got a big gain. And he's close to the 1st down, maybe a half a yard short, but he's got at least what appears to be about 9 on that carry.
He ran into a buzzsaw named Taylor Garner, who cut him in half on that.
And he is going to be just a little bit short, but that all happened on that far left side of the line as a good block is what sprung him over there. And timeout going to be taken. It's 18-8. Tatum in the lead with 2:50 to go 1st half. We're back in 30 here on Kicks 103. Out of the timeout, Mesilla Valley Christian football looking at a 2nd down and 1 to go from their 35-yard line as we head back to the field to play. 18-8, Tatum in the lead, and with the call, Alan Scott.
Thanks, TJ. And along with Dawn Morgan, we are proud to be bringing you this game and trying to run the table with all 5 Lee County teams winning. Now, this one far from over, but 4-0 coming into this one. Dunlap fakes the throw. He's going to tuck it and run. He thought about throwing it again, and he bails, but may have gotten the 1st down anyway. He hit the turf before he took a hit, and he does get the 1st down.
Yeah, he needed a yard. He got 2 out of it, and so it will be enough to move the chains. That'll be the 5th 1st down for Mesilla Valley and gets them up at the 37-yard line.
Just as the sun emerges for the Sun Blazers here. Down by that 10-point margin as we narrow in on halftime. So a little sense of urgency for them, and they hand off to Flores. He's the only one who's seen the end zone. There's a penalty flag after he gains about 5.
And where that comes in, that could be one of 2 things. It's either a hold on the Sun Blazers or it could be a face mask as Flores put his head down and almost like he was inviting somebody to grab the face mask, and it will be holding on Mesilla Valley. Their third penalty of the ball game for 25 yards. So replay first down happened right at the line, so it'll be first down and 20.
And that one comes at a bad time for them, just as the last penalty on Tatum, of course, the pass interference. There's never a good time for a penalty, but now with time running low here in the half, you're backed up and you're going to need.
Of course, Mesilla Valley will have the football to start the second half.
Yeah, you got to get Artesia to get this first down. So it'll be Dunlap taking the snap. And the rush is all over him. He's a little pass to Flores, but that's going nowhere. And if he doesn't do that, he may have taken a sack. He had to flip it up there to Flores to get anything on that play.
And that was a great move there for Skylar Campbell as they actually lose 9 yards on the completion. And so it goes from being first and 20 to second, and you said Artesia.
Yeah.
Now I think it's Carlsbad.
It's Carlsbad.
Maybe Lake Arthur first, but
well, they're definitely in a cavern.
It's second and a long way to go. Let's put it that way.
And clock is still running.
Minute 22 remaining. Good eye there, Don.
So the Coyote defense making a big stand here, trying to keep that 10-point margin going into the break. That is caught. Still not going to get nearly the real estate he needs for that, but on the nice throw and catch there, and it goes to Logan Gart, number 24.
He got caught right between Mendoza and Garner. They were right there to put the big stop and big hit on him.
So it'll be third down, though, and still a long way to go. Third and about 16, as they need to get it just shy of midfield. His timeout going to be taken. 1:06 to go here in the first half. It's Tatum 18, Mesilla Valley 8 on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard. We're back in 30 on Kicks 103.
And we are back. TJ Miracle, Alan Scott here, and Dawn Morgan roaming the sidelines for us, doing a great job. I think this is her 12th game in 5 days. And back in the gun is Dunlap, looking to throw. And he's going to throw deep for the first time today. He's got a man, but overthrows him. That's one-on-one coverage out there, and he's not going to be able to catch that one. But certainly they waited long enough to throw one that far downfield, didn't they?
They did. So it'll be fourth down and about 17 to go.
That was Obed Maganis for Tatum, tight on board.
Yeah, and it's mano a mano when you're caught out there in isolation like that.
Yeah, it's a two-man battle. One of them catches it and runs the end zone. The other one stops it. But in this case, they got helped by the fact that it was a little overthrown.
So a big fourth down with 1 minute to go. And the Sunblazers lining up to kick it with Flores. Tatum does have a man back deep.
And they're going to have some time on the clock, and they're capable of big plays. That's going to be in the air, kind of sidewinding its way. Tatum will field it, and a good move to dodge the pursuit upfield. And going up the sideline, he's going to go. He's going to take that all the way. That's David Mendoza.
Mendoza got that one. He came near side. He made the first man miss, and then he got a couple of huge blocks. Campbell putting on one of them, and that's what sprung him down the sideline. And 6 on the board for the Coyotes. They go up 24-8 as they get another 6. Now they'll go for 2.
And that was he got out of that first tackle by D'Antonio, and I'm sure D'Antonio is really regretting that he didn't put a more secure tackle on him. That was a great slippery run.
Yeah, and once he saw the sideline, he was gone. They were not going to get him. And that's a dagger for the Sunblazers here right before the half when you were thinking at least missing the option pitch
And
there.
a whistle before, and it'll be offsides on the Sunblazers. So they'll move them half the distance to the goal, and so Tatum will get to try it from a yard out instead of 2.
Yeah, see if they can get one of them. They have not been able to make a 2-point conversion here in the first half. But if you're Mesilla Valley, you're thinking, okay, yeah, we've got the ball. At least we can keep their offense off the field and not have to give them time on the clock. And Tatum is capable of the big strike and the big play, and it came on special teams.
Yes, it did. And, almost sounding prophetic when you said, we can make the big play, and
right.
We made the big play. So
Tatum's one of those teams like Tom Brady, when he's playing, you don't want to leave him any time on the clock and give him the ball back anywhere near the end of a quarter or a half.
No, so from the 1 yard line, 2-point conversion with Garner as the quarterback. Bad snap. It is on the turf, getting kicked around, still alive. and still alive.
Finally.
And recovered, but to no avail. You don't get to do anything with it.
Finally, Galindo from Mesilla Valley catches up with it. It was like watching a can getting blown down the street and everybody going for it, or probably a dollar bill or something maybe.
So Tatum yet to convert.
You get a fumble recovery in your stats, right?
I think so, yeah. So number 62 will have a fumble recovery. That's Galindo. But it'll be a kickoff for the Coyotes. We'll just keep it right here and say thanks to IPS, the Lee County Electric Cooperative, Hobbs Rental, Eunice Pump and Supply, Lasco Construction, Knoll Pharmacy, NMJC, Fullco Trucking, Albertsons Market, Norley Hospital and the Tatum Clinic, and the Coffee House for making Tatum Coyote playoff football, bowl game football possible today. Here from Roswell. Couldn't do it without their help and support on KIXN Hobbs. Kicks 103, the Kicks 103 app, and, of course, watching free of charge on the Tatum Sports YouTube channel and on the Tatum tab at HobbsAmerica.com.
24-8 now the score, and even without getting 2-point conversions, for the most part, they still are up by 16. So it's as if they did get them. You would need two-point conversions if you were going to tie this game as Tatum gets set to kick here. And we're about to get the first half in the books. They want to prevent any kind of big play here now on a returner, and they're going to onside kick it to do that. That way you don't get a big return from the guys that are back deep, so it's a short kick. And
big number 70, Alexander
midfield.
Brock, 6'4", 285 freshman, grabbing that one and landing on it.
Wonder how many times he gets to carry the ball.
I don't know, but I'm sure there is a package involved where he does.
Probably.
Yeah, and still almost 42 seconds left to go in this quarter. Did it seem like the first quarter flew, and this one has just been so long?
It has, yes.
Tatum has scored a couple times in this quarter, so that clock stoppages. We've had a few more penalties, too, I think, that may have made that happen. And Dunlap will take it. He's looking. He throws. He's going deep. And, again, you got one-on-one coverage out there, but the ball is underthrown this time. And, again, he wants number 12. He likes that part of the field. That's D'Antonio. And
that was Magallanes on him tight again.
So good coverage down the field for the Tatum Coyotes. In control of this one, 36.2 to go, and a second down and 10 from just inside the Tatum side of the 50.
Mesilla Valley, though, taking their shots as they still have a little bit of time left, trying to cut into that 16-point lead that the Coyotes have. Dunlap going to pitch it to Flores this time, and Flores hesitates, makes a move, and is hit hard by the great pursuit of the Tatum Coyote defense. He falls forward maybe for a yard.
Yeah, good pursuit, and the Tatum Coyotes, I think there were 6 of the Coyotes involved in the tackle that time, so third down and 9 has not much room to run. They don't have to snap it again. They will with 12 seconds to go here in the half.
You like it when you get that many hats near the football, too, on defense. And it's going to be D'Antonio with the carry. He's going to fall forward and get a first down, it appears, from my vantage point.
Yep, he got enough. He got 10 yards on the carry, so D'Antonio with 10 on the carry, and they're going to go ahead and run the clock out on him. So we've played a half here in the 8-man bowl game between the Tatum Coyotes and the Mesilla Valley Sunblazers. Tatum 24, Mesilla Valley 8 on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard. We're back for your Tatum halftime show in 3 minutes here on Kicks 103.
we are back. It's halftime. Sorry I stepped on you, TJ, but I know you were compiling your stats, which I think you have an extra arm somewhere that we can't see because you can run camera, you can help out on the call, and you can keep stats.
Well, I'm not doing real good on the camera part of it, but the other I'm at least trying. So let's take a look at the numbers here from the first half on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard. Tatum leading 24-8 over Mesilla Valley. For Mesilla Valley, their quarterback Case Dunlap goes 4 of 9 for 25 yards, no touchdowns, and no interceptions in the first half. His favorite target, yardage-wise, has been Mateo D'Antonio, 1 catch for 12 yards. I can't talk all of a sudden. Matthew Board, 1 catch for 10 yards, and Kendrick Flores, 2 catches for 3 yards. That's how we get to the 25 on the board there. In the running department, Dunlap has done most of it. He's got 12 carries for 38 yards. He has been sacked once, lost 5 yards. Kendrick Flores with 9 carries for 39 yards. And Mateo D'Antonio, 1 carry for 10 yards. And somewhere I'm missing the touchdown that they had, but
Run from Flores.
it was a run for Flores. Yeah, there it was. So, yep, that 26-yarder. I just forgot to mark that as the touchdown. So they got 25 through the air, cumulatively 87 on the ground, 112 yards total for Mesilla Valley in that first half. They were whistled for 3 penalties for 25 yards. They did not score in the first. They got 8 points in the second. That's how they get to their 8 on the board. They did have 6 first downs in the first half. Turning the page for your Tatum Coyotes, Taylor Garner goes 11 of 16 for 228 in the first half, 3 touchdowns tossed and no interceptions. Abraham Duran with 2 catches for 59 yards, including a 60-yard touchdown reception. You've got Ranley Kruger. He's got 2 catches for 25 yards, including a 25-yard touchdown reception. And Mendoza, 3 catches, 67 yards, including a 60-yard touchdown reception. And Ibarra having a pretty good day, too. He's got 4 catches for 45 yards. On the ground game, Abraham Duran, 1 carry for 14 yards, leads the way in the rushing department. Garner, 4 carries for 4 yards out of the quarterback position. And Ibarra has carried the ball twice, but he's lost 6 yards cumulatively. 228 through the air, 22 as a group on the ground, 250 even for the Coyotes in the first half. They were whistled 6 times for 50 yards in the penalty department. They get 12 points in the first and 12 in the second. That's how they get to their 24 on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard. Only 2 first downs. They did not control the ball for just a whole long time in that first half. Time of possession offensively is going to be well skewed in the favor of Mesilla Valley, but we're up by 16 points, so I don't think they're going to mind that too much.
Right, and they got a big play on special teams, that big return, which widened the gap a little bit and came with not a whole lot of time left.
David Mendoza with that one.
Yeah, and that was a great run. And it just perfect timing because, as I mentioned, the Sun Blazers were thinking, hey, we're going to do what we can on this drive. We'll keep them off the field. And, man, they got the big play. And when you can do that, when you're capable of the big play and it comes at the right time like that, it's nice to have things line up. And so they've got a 2-score lead here at the halftime break.
Of course, it will be Mesilla Valley starting the second half. They will have the football. So let's bring Dawn Morgan into this one. Dawn, from what you've seen down there, keys to the second half for the Coyotes.
They're going to have to continue to do their job on the line. You got to have a lot of respect for 8-man football athletes because these kids, they do it all. These young men they have to be tough. They have to be in really great shape, conditioned well, and they have to, if they don't have natural skills in a lot of areas, they've got to develop them because if you're a specialist in 8-man football, you're going to be a very lonely player. But these guys, they go both ways. They go offense, defense. They're out on the field constantly, and they're not just. They have to be good offensive and defensive players. You've got to watch the offense, watch it. You've got to read, and you've got to be able to, be on the field almost constantly, in on the plays, and be able to just do everything well. You've got to be pretty well-rounded, and your football IQ has to be pretty high when you run 8-man because you have to understand everything because you're playing at the next series of plays. That's running it. So You got to respect these guys, and I think they're going to just need to take a good break. I saw a lot of water. It's deceptively warm out here. We've seen everything. We've seen heat. We've had the sun. We've had rain. We've had gusty winds. We've had a dead calm. Thankfully, we haven't had lightning. Where that would shut us down. But other than that, we were seeing it all, and it's pretty warm. And these players are going through the water and through the liquids over here. They're going to have to stay hydrated. They're going to have to take a nice break and get ready to get out there and give it their all on both offense, defense, and special teams, and just come out and play the way they've been playing. I think that the coach was right there. They did lack a little focus. They got up a couple of touchdowns, and then they kind of relax just a little bit. They weren't on it quite so much. The coach brought them in back sharply, and they ended up just having a really strong, good-looking first half. If they can come out here and do that again in the second half, they won't have any trouble against Mesilla Valley. Will be interesting to see if Mesilla has anything in the tank and anything to adjust against Tatum, with in the second half.
Well, defensively, Tatum has really just kind of had their number, with the exception of that one big play. Tatum has shut down their receiving core. They've really kept a close, good eye and kept Dunlap or Flores from breaking anything really big. So just continue to do that. Realize, though, that if you're Coach Satterwhite and the Coyotes, that this Mesilla Valley squad and Coach Dunlap over there, they are going to, they're going to make some adjustments, because they didn't come all this way from, down in Las Cruces to Roswell, to get blown out of this stadium. So, they're going to come out fired up, you've got to think, for Mesilla Valley. And just a quick note, we'd like to also welcome in the folks watching that are Mesilla Valley Christian fans, courtesy of KSVPTV.com. We were asked if we could provide them the video feed for that. Of course, we certainly agreed to it, so we appreciate you listening and watching wherever you happen to be around southeast New Mexico or southern New Mexico or around the planet today, watching and listening to us here, and we definitely appreciate that.
Nice town, Las Cruces. Very friendly people there, and of course we've made a lot of trips over there with Hobbs being in the same district as Las Cruces. And Dawn raised some good points, and also too with the showers, that makes it feel warmer. It was 73 when I hit town. We may have gotten up to 75 or so, which is very pleasant weather, but with showers around, you got a little higher humidity too, which makes exerting yourself a little tougher. But Tatum's playing well on both sides of football, and when you have an 8-man game, you would think, because 6-man is a free-for-all. I mean,
it's football on turf, or
open.
Basketball on turf.
Yeah, it's wide open, and you see all kinds of plays you wouldn't see in 8 or 12-man. But here with 3 guys not playing, you would think, okay, well, I can find a hole when I'm running it, or I can get open when I'm passing. And, calling Tatum's games this year, you sometimes forget there's 3 guys that aren't out there, because it still in some ways looks like 11-man football. And Tatum's done a good job today of closing those gaps, and they have won the line of scrimmage, particularly on defense. They've been able to be there right as the ball's being handed off, if they're not throwing them for a loss on a lot of plays, except for the one big run from Flores. And you were right, TJ, he kicked it into another gear when he saw that end zone, and that's the only time they found pay dirt today. So his eyes got big, and he's like, they're not going to stop me this time, because he's taken a lot of hits, and so has Dunlap.
Yeah, they have taken a lot of hits, and, it's one of those things that you've got to be aware of. And, Dawn, you mentioned it, too, with, a lot of these kids playing both ways. Those big hits can take a lot out of you. And, Tatum a little bit deeper, I think, than Mesilla Valley.
Yeah.
And so, part of their game plan, I think, in this second half is going to have to be control the ball a little more and just see if you can wear them down and wear them down, so you can just go ahead and call it good, when we get to the fourth quarter.
Sustain some drives and, get some time off the clock and maybe keep the ball out of their hands. If you can do that, you're up 16. They can't beat you.
No, they absolutely cannot. And right now, Tatum is pretty much having their way, but they don't want to be complacent coming out for the second half. It's Tatum 24, Mesilla Valley 8 on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard. This has been your Tatum Coyote Halftime Show. We'll be back in 3 minutes for the start of the second half. This is Tatum Coyote Bowl Game Football on Kicks 103. back here at Gateway Christian in Roswell, getting ready for the second half of this 8-man bowl game between the Tatum Coyotes and the Mesilla Valley Christian Sunblazers. With Don Morgan patrolling the sideline, I'm TJ Miracle. Thanks for being with us on a beautiful Saturday afternoon in southeastern New Mexico for a little 8-man football bowl game action. Just glad that we got football season in at all this year. Of course, the Lee County teams trying to go 5 for 5 in their bowl games, with Hobbs and Lovington both winning theirs on Thursday. And then yesterday, Eunice and Jowl both winning theirs. So Tatum trying to finish up the 5-pack and the undefeated bowl season for Lee County squads.
I'll tell you what, it's a real pleasure to do these games. I'm glad the kids got to play, and I think everybody in Lee County is proud of all of these teams. And should Tatum go on to win here, you know, we'll get some bragging rights out of this.
Well, I think so, and you know, I'm a little bit surprised that Melrose, being such a football school, decided to opt out. They were the number 1 team, but they may not have wanted to have played the number 2 team in the state, which is, I don't know, Tatum.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, they got out by the skin of their teeth in that ball game, and Melrose very talented. They're big, not necessarily wide, big bodies on that team, and they made a great play at the end to win it. Then again, you know, the more times you play a very, very good team, the more likely they are to beat you.
Well, very much so. But, hey, we're just glad that we have got this football game and, bragging rights. And I think maybe you could say, hey, we played that extra game. We beat a team that's in the top 15. And, you know, maybe even though we're not awarding trophies, you know, I said it yesterday. I said it Thursday with Lovington, and I said it yesterday about Eunice and Jowl, too. The AP and the UPI for years awarded national championships in college football. Sure. Who says Noel-Mark Digital can't award state championships in high school?
You hit the nail on the head, and I was talking with Lovington's quarterback's dad, Jason Jeffrey, friends with me, and he said that some people were starting to give him some grief. It's not really a state championship, and I said, yeah, it is. If you believe it is, it is, and if you did everything required and you won, then you got the title. It doesn't matter what they call it. And I said, maybe someone should give them have some medals done or little trophies or something and present them, because these are lasting memories for these kids. And if you played the season that was put in front of you and you beat everyone you needed to beat, then you won it.
I think so. And, you know, I think we can, if Tatum can hold on and win this one, I think we can maybe say that they at least deserve a share of a state title with Melrose.
Certainly.
So it'll be Mesilla Valley Christian football to start this second half. Tatum up 24-8 on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard. Great to have you with us on a Saturday afternoon from Roswell. And as we get the second half underway, Alan Scott, take it away.
Thank you, TJ, and also Don Morgan. And I want to commend you guys. You've done a great job, especially this past week and a half or so, getting to all these games and getting them done. And you didn't even really need me over here today, but thanks for letting me do it.
Well, the Tatum team has been yours. It wouldn't have been right for you not to do it.
And here we go, and that is right. It's an onside kick, and they're going to not be able to cover it, and Tatum is going to have a shot. We'll see.
It's loose. I don't know who's got it.
I think 24 from Mesilla Valley fell on that. So
Gorick manages to get it, and so Mesilla Valley dodges the bullet, or in this case, the bouncing football, and will have things to start off as a little uniform adjustment going on there for Ruben Ibarra.
Man, I'll tell you, that was another timely play. They caught me off guard with that one. I thought they'll kick this deep, pin them back. Tatum was going, hey, maybe we'll recover this, score, and put them away early in the second half. So we shall see. It will, however, be Gateway. We're at Gateway Christians, Mesilla Valley Christian, with the football, and it will be a man in motion to start things off. Snap is high, but he's able to handle it fairly tall, and the quarterback will keep it again. We've seen this all day. He's going to get maybe 2.5 on the carry, though. In this case, Dunlap, once again, taking that snap and running with the football.
And I'm not sure that he might not have thrown that one if it hadn't been over his head.
Yeah.
It was Abraham Duran who was the only guy left to stop him. Otherwise, he could have gone up the sideline. So good hit and a nice tackle.
It's a good thing he's got long arms, because that snap was high. So we'll see what they do here on that second down by 2 score. As we open the second period, shade and not a whole lot of wind out there right now. Pretty good conditions. And Dunlap awaits the snap. There it is. He's just going to hand it right to Flores, and he's got running room this time, and he's going to be out near a first down, very close. Looks like he got just about what he needed on that carry.
Yeah, it's all going to depend on the spot. They're going to say just a little bit short, but they opened a big hole, and he went through it.
And Tyler Graham brought him down.
A little better blocking for him to open the second period out here. Many times in the first period, first half, Tatum was in the backfield. They're waiting when the ball was handed off. Not so on that carry, and it's Flores, by the way, only man who's found the end zone for Mesilla Valley so far in this game. So they'll look at third and short here. A little movement on the Tatum side, no flag. They'll hand to Flores, and now they are in the backfield again, and he's brought down from behind. It's more great pursuit from the Coyotes. It's Ruben Ibarra.
Nice job there by Ibarra. Came through and grabbed onto Flores, who's a big kid and a strong kid, and just drug him down behind the line. Lost the 2, 4th and 3.
It was Kano. Actually, 19 Kano.
Oh, 19,
yeah.
Not 18. Okay.
The 8 and the 9 look so similar,
do.
and those guys are
When they
are pretty
bunch up a
similar.
little bit.
Yeah, and they're similar physically too. You know, even from here, from my perspective, they look a lot alike in their uniforms.
Good eye, Don Morgan. And you did what you want. You hit him with a loss on the third down play. And the fake to Flores, and Dunlap will keep it, and he will get dropped.
He's going to lose a couple. Great play there.
Tyler
by
Graham
the Coyotes.
again.
Tyler Graham.
He's had a good day.
So flip the script, give the ball to Tatum as they'll have it 1st and 10 from their own 46-yard line. 9:47 remaining in the third quarter, and up 24-8.
Anywhere near midfield, Tatum can hit you with the big play. Let's see what they dial up here. And, of course, we thought maybe the key to this second half would be to sustain some drives. But if you get an opportunity, you're going to take it. Man in motion, they fake to him. Taylor Garner will keep it, and the pursuit is there. And D'Antonio said hello.
Yeah, Garner, not a lot of running room as they really expected that one, and they got exactly what they expected. It'll be a pickup of 1, 2nd down and 9.
So a good tackle from Mateo D'Antonio against Garner there. And the Coyotes will spread it out here. They've got 2 receivers near side, 1 toward the visitor's side. And a single setback. Garner dropping back. He's going to throw. He has got a man, and it's Ranley Kruger again with a big play. He's gone. He will score. Just as I said, I'm wearing my Karnak the Great hat today. I said they can hit you a big play anywhere near midfield, and they just did it.
53 yards to Ranley Kruger, his 2nd touchdown reception of the afternoon. He's got 78 receiving yards, 3 catches, and 2 of them for touchdowns. Not bad at all. And Tatum will go up 30-8.
And Javin Clark was the closest Mesilla Valley guy there, and he just couldn't do it. I tell you what, he put on some jets and managed. Kruger really just got a little spurt of energy and outran those 2 guys. Board was on the other side.
Good design play, too, over the middle. And it's Durant, and they get the 2-point conversion here. Honest Abe Durant able to score off the throw from Garner, so now they've got 32.
So just like that, 32-8, 9:06 remaining in the third on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard. We're back in 30 seconds here on Kicks 103.
You're clear.
Thank you. Three yards from Taylor Garner to Ranley Kruger. The 2-point conversion is good to Abraham Duran, and the Coyotes strike first in the third quarter. They're up 32-8 on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard. With Don Morgan on the sidelines, I'm TJ Miracle, and as the Coyotes prepare to kick it away, here's Alan Scott.
And TJ, I'm wondering on this one if they might not onside it again and just
Well,
try
we
to
are
put
getting,
these guys to bed here.
Might be. I mean, we are, in the neighborhood where we could start at least thinking about 35 points.
True. And, Mesilla Valley's acquitted themselves very well. It doesn't feel like a game that we're near getting that 35-point rule, but we are. And Tatum's had some big plays just like they have all year. He's going to squib it again, and it will be Gork who picks it up in the middle of the field and hammers his way back across the 40 to around the, 42?
Yeah, we'll call it the 42-yard line, so that's where Mesilla Valley will take over. But the Tatum defense has really come to play so far in the second half. Let's see if they can move them back just like they did last time.
Yeah, and again, I believe they're licking their chops because, hey,
one big play.
Blood in the air.
Yeah, one big play. You get a turnover, maybe you've got to think Mesilla Valley is going to start thinking about going to the air more, which gives you more opportunities to pick it off. So, Tatum has to be licking their chops, as you mentioned, and they have to be looking for chances to be opportunistic on defense.
Absolutely, and you're right. They may have to try the pass more often, and Tatum is very good at pass defense. It's an end around this time, and it's going to go to a guy we haven't called a number on today, and he's got fresh legs, and that's a big gain for number 80. Well, we have called his name, Matthew Board.
Yeah, and Board is going to get the first down and then some, fumbles it out of bounds, but Board is going to have more than enough for the first down as he's going to wind up getting, 19, make it 21 on the ground, and it'll be first down for Mesilla Valley.
That was a good play call by them. Mix it up a little bit, do something you haven't done all day, and bring Board around, and he made a nice run out of it.
So it puts him in Tatum territory now at the 37-yard line.
First down for Mesilla Valley, and they're trying to get up off the mat here because the big strike. Tatum offense.
Timeout going to be taken by Mesilla Valley as it took them much too much time to get the play in. So with the timeout, it's Tatum 32, Mesilla Valley 8. We're back in 30 here on Kicks 103. Back here at Gateway Christian, the Mesilla Valley Christian Sunblazers taking the timeout with 8:52 to go in the third. Took them a little longer than they expected to get a play in. Tatum up 32-8 with the call. Alan Scott.
Thank you, TJ and Don Morgan. We are here in Roswell, and it's all Tatum right now as they have just continued to put big plays together. Here's another misdirection, and it'll be Dunlap keeping it, but good pursuit from the Tatum defense again. A nice play out there in the open field by Taylor Garner.
And he actually loses a yard on the play, so it'll be second down and 11. Nice job there as they did not fall for the fake. Leo Gonzalez also on the play.
Yeah, and Garner's quick. He ran him down, never let him turn the corner on that one. Strung it out nicely considering there's 3 less players to do that than in the 11-man game.
I agree with you, Alan. The Mesilla Valley, commend them for just thinking outside the box, just trying some different things to shake things up and catch Tatum off guard.
Yeah, you have to right now throw the kitchen sink at him, and they're going to throw Flores at him on this running play. He gets the corner and is brought down after a minimum gain. Not long, not too short.
Tripped up by Mendoza. He's going to pick up 6, and that'll make it third down and 5 after they had a second and 11.
Manageable for the Sunblazers. And under 8 minutes now here, third period.
Clock continues to roll, as you mentioned.
And I don't see any sign of Mesilla Valley hanging their heads. They're looking right at them here, but they are going to need some big plays if they're going to stay in this thing, because I don't believe that Tatum's through scoring.
No, I don't think they are either, and Mesilla Valley needs to pick up the pace. They're just still kind of moving slowly on offense and methodically.
Yeah, and it'll be a carry by Dunlap. He gets good yardage here and is going to be out close to the first down.
Yeah, he's going to have enough. Yeah, he needed 5. He got 7 on the play, so it'll move the chains. Mesilla Valley well in front in the first down department, but well down on the scoreboard, which is what is more important, as they'll put that ball right at the 25-yard line.
Yep, 32-8. You're right, TJ, because they would have to stop Tatum and score a lot of points.
That was David Mendoza. I'm sorry, Alan. That was David Mendoza
on the stop.
Yeah, he was first guy there. Last to come up from the pile.
Thank you, Don. Good eye from your vantage point on the sideline. Snap to Dunlap. Throws this time, and good hand in there by the Tatum defense, and number 6 makes that play. That's David Mendoza.
Mendoza having a whale of a ball game here for the Coyotes.
And I like how you can get there, make that play, and don't make contact early, don't get a penalty, and just poke that thing out of there so that he can't catch it. And that's a heads-up play on defense for Tatum.
So 2nd down and 10 for Mesilla Valley, but again, they're going to have to start thinking about throwing it. And you saw the tip right there. If that tips another way, Tatum's got a shot at an INT.
Dunlap with Flores beside him. He's the running back, and he'll hand it to him. And Flores cuts it up the middle. He's going to touch the end zone again. The only 2 times they have scored are in running plays from Flores. 26 yards the first time, and 25 here was almost a repeat performance.
Yeah, as he took it in, and he got good blocking from the big boys up front, led by number 75 Lopez, the big senior there, opened up the hole and let him go through it. So they'll go for 2 and try and cut this lead in half.
And just as you're thinking maybe Tatum will pull away, they get a big play and keep themselves in it with 6:38 left in the third.
Mesilla Valley came out from halftime with a lot of energy. I noticed a lot of spark and energy, and their attitude is good. You wouldn't know that they're this far down on the scoreboard.
And they are going to go for 2 here. 2-man backfield. It'll be a keeper from Dunlap. He wants the end zone, turns the corner, gets it. So they get the 2-point conversion, now 32-16.
And Dunlap made that work. One of the Tatum guys coming across the backside missed on a layout tackle, and it gave him enough room and time and space to go in. So with 6:38 remaining in the third quarter on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard, Tatum 32, Mesilla Valley 16, back in 30 on Kicks 103. It's 25 yards. Flores scampers up the middle and into the end zone, and then it's Dunlap on the 2-point conversion. So with 6:38 to go, third quarter, it's Tatum 32, Mesilla Valley 16. I'm TJ Miracle, Don Morgan on the sideline, and with the call, Alan Scott.
And they get their foot into it. TJ end over end. It'll go deep this time, land at about the 15, and then sidewind its way out of bounds.
So I think very important here for Tatum. They'll take it up at the 35. But I think very important, we talked about it. You're up by 16. You want another score. You want to answer. But at some point, you got to start thinking about the clock. It is your friend, and it is not the friend of Mesilla Valley. Of course, Tatum not really, constituted to, have a 10 or 15-minute drive. But you want to see him take a little more time off the clock here.
You could, yeah. You could do that. Or if you keep firing downfield, you just run away from him, outscore him again. And it'll be a keeper from Taylor Garner. And he reaches forward to get everything he can out of that.
And we've got a flag behind the play.
Wonder if we got a hold.
That would be awful far downfield. We may have an illegal man downfield,
maybe,
actually.
Lineman.
So it'll be a 5-yard pickup, but depends on what the call is going to be. So let's see. And again, we're waiting. It'll be from the end. I just heard him say end of the run. So, and we will have a penalty on Mesilla Valley. So Garner is going to pick up 5, and then they're going to tack. So from the...
It's got to be a personal foul,
right? Made it to the 40. I didn't see him signal personal foul.
They haven't signaled anything yet.
But they moved it 15 yards, so it had to be a personal foul.
Maybe they thought he got hit out of bounds.
Maybe.
It didn't seem to be a violent end to that play.
So it'll be a first down for the Coyotes no matter how you look at it, and it moves them into Mesilla Valley territory.
They'll take it. They hand it to Duran coming around on the end around this time, and Abe Duran reaches out for what appears to be a first down.
I think maybe they're going to mark him just a little bit short, but Duran with a good carry, his second of the ball game, and they're going to give him 9. They're going to say he didn't get stretched out quite enough.
He made a nice reach. Knee probably hit the ground before the ball did.
So second down and well, call it a long 1, a short 2.
He had the present. He knew exactly where he was and where he had to get for the first down. So just a little short. Garner looking, throwing deep over the middle. He wants Kruger, and it's picked off. That's intercepted by Mesilla Valley. They'll take it the other way.
And there is a flag. I think this is coming back.
I
don't know. It may wind up being offensive pass interference. because the Mesilla Valley player stepped in front, and I think it was a push-off by Duran, so we'll have to wait and see.
Maybe.
What they are gonna call. I'm sure we got a pass interference. If it's on us, it's declined. If it's on them, we dodge a bullet.
I was thinking it was on them. I wanted it to be on them.
I want it to be on them, but I'm not sure that's what we're going to get, unfortunately. So we'll see for sure what the signal is going to be as the officials are all talking about it.
Kruger complaining earlier today about them not letting him run
And
his
it will be
route.
pass interference on Mesilla Valley, and so we dodge the bullet and dodge the INT. So we'll keep the football and get another first down for the Coyotes.
I just went that way because late in the first half, Kruger was putting the hands up in the air and like, come on, man, they're face guarding me. I can't run my route, and I think that's what we saw there.
Yeah, they were fighting pretty good for that one, so we get the call on that one. Moves us inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Coyotes with 5:42 to go here in the third quarter.
Dangerous situation right now for Mesilla Valley's defense. Taylor, Garner throwing, fade route, caught, and the touchdown. That's a beautiful throw. You can just see that one setting up from up here.
24 yards to Abraham Duran, his third catch, his second touchdown, and the 5th touchdown pass of the day for Taylor Garner, and that'll put him over 300 through the air.
Wow.
Case Dunlap was there on the coverage, but could not keep that from being a touchdown for Tatum.
Just a great throw, nice route, and they made it look easy. I mean, there was nothing wildly fast about it. He knew what he wanted to do. The fade route is just so cool to watch, and he got right under it in a great throw. Snap's going to go loose here on the 2-point conversion, though. Second time today, Mesilla Valley Sunblazers. It's the same guy. Recovers the 2-point conversion fumble.
So he gets another fumble recovery,
yeah.
but not able to move it out. But Tatum will take it in on the strike from Garner to Duran.
There's a penalty. They're saying no good.
And it will be,
there was a flag.
Yeah, it'll be declined. It was on Tatum, so not going to give him another chance at it. So with 5:36 remaining in the third quarter, it's Tatum 38 and Mesilla Valley 16 on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard. Back in 30 on Kicks 103. Back here at Gateway in Roswell as the Tatum Coyotes go 24 yards from Garner to Duran. The 2-point conversion fails, and it's 38-16, though. Tatum gets the touchdown back.
Don Morgan knows what the 15-yarder was, Don.
Yeah, that mystery penalty, it was illegal participation. 2 men on the field. Mesilla Valley had 9 instead of 8 out there.
Aha. I thought that play looked a little too mild for a personal foul. Garner will kick it, and again, it's a squibber rolling up the middle like a bowling ball and picked up by Flores. He's dangerous. He gets to the sideline, and a good return. That'll be into Coyote territory near the 45-yard line. Ahead of steam for Flores right there.
Devin Castanon on the tackle for the Tatum Coyotes, seeing some action out there on special teams with 5:28 to go. But a good return for Flores. I think I'd be keeping the ball away from Flores and Dunlap if I was the Coyotes.
Tyler Graham reached out a hand and slowed him down enough to give a little time for the other 2 Coyotes to come in and clean him off. But still, it was dangerous.
And they needed that because they need a little shot of adrenaline here to cut into this lead as we get later and later into the second half. We'll see if the Sunblazers can play off the momentum here. As Dunlap awaits the snap, he takes it, he drops back, he wants to throw this time, does, and that is going to be caught. That's a lame duck coming out there, but it's caught by D'Antonio. And that, as Don mentioned earlier, hard to throw a perfect spiral, but he hauls it in.
So it'll be 26 yards, and it'll be a first down as D'Antonio gets the wounded duck.
When he let loose of that, there was nobody in the area. I cannot believe D'Antonio slid in, got it, made it in time to catch that ball cleanly.
Yeah, and I wonder, did it get deflected? Did they hit his arm?
No.
It looked like it just came off his hand that way.
It came out of there funny, but it's a completion any way you look at it. Dunlap handing to Flores, and he's going to get in again. They have found something up the middle with Flores and scored 3 times on it today.
And so Flores, he'll go 21 this time, so he's got 95 on the ground. And Mesilla Valley refusing to go away as they cut it to 38-22, the point after to come.
So, yeah, 16. You get this point after, and you've got an actual, well, it's still a 2-score game, but we wouldn't have to have 2 2-point conversions either. But as I mentioned earlier in this ball game, I've seen it all year long, Tatum scores enough touchdowns that they don't miss a lot of those 2-point conversions when they don't get them.
They really need to stop Mesilla Valley here, though.
Important one here. Yeah, you're right. Dunlap will fake to Flores and keep it, and the defense is there. And they put a hat right in the midsection. That's Taylor Garner with the hit.
Yeah, Garner doing a nice job putting the hit on to keep the 2-point conversion from being good. 4:49 to go in a exciting third quarter, especially if you like offense. It's Tatum 38, Mesilla Valley 22. We are back in 30 on Kicks 103. A 21-yard run for Kendrick Flores. He takes it to the house. The point after is no good. And the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard says Tatum 38, Mesilla Valley 22 from here at Gateway Christian in Roswell. The 8-man bowl game this afternoon. With Don Morgan patrolling the sidelines, I'm TJ Miracle. And as we prepare for the kickoff, watch for the onside.
Yeah.
Here's Alan Scott.
Thank you, TJ. And I guess I was going to name this thing like they do in the college ranks. We could call it the UFO Bowl.
That's a possibility.
Then it would be a saucer, wouldn't it? And that is an onside kick.
And Mesilla Valley's got it.
Do they?
Yep, they do, as it was in and out of the hands of Devin Castanon, and Mesilla Valley comes in, and I think scrumming in was Flores who kicked it. We're waiting on the signal, but I think maybe Castanon is going to come out from the bottom with it.
Castanon's got it.
He's got it, and so actually that's Kruger who came out. As Kruger went under like a little Aussie rugger and dug through the pile and managed to get it. And so Ranley Kruger is saving Tatum's bacon right there. It'll be 1st and 10 from right at midfield for the Coyotes.
You're not kidding, because he wasn't involved in that play, and it was a bang-bang play, and then he got in there underneath and just ripped it out of there. That's mine, he said.
And it was his. And so it gives Tatum back the ball with 4:45 to go in the third quarter and up by a couple of touchdowns.
And near midfield, which is, again, in their strike capability, Garner, he's going to go deep over the middle. He wants Kruger.
Just underthrown a little bit.
Well, it was really tight coverage. Good on him by number 30, Javin Clark.
Yeah, and he couldn't come through. He wanted to come back right through him on that one because it was a little underthrown, but you unable to go through the defender to get it, so a good
tight,
play.
Clean coverage.
Yeah. And it's been a cleaner second half in terms of penalties.
For the most part, it has been.
So the Coyotes, 2nd and 10. Garner will hand it off this time. They're going to get 3 yards or so on that running play, which has been rare where they just do a straight running play to a running back today.
Was that 18 or 19, Don? Was that Ibarra?
I think it was 18.
So it was Ibarra, number 18. So he's going to pick up 2. And so that'll get him a little closer to positive territory. It'll be 3rd down and 8.
And Twins near, single far, and keeper Garner, and he's slamming the ball to the turf because that was a great play made on the tackle, and he had some running room. Logan Gorick gets in there and brings him down before he can build up a head of steam.
So now it'll be 4th and 10.
He faked it to Ibarra, but it wasn't a very convincing fake at all, and the defense for Mesilla Valley was able to read that. Gorick just was on him right away.
And I think Garner thought he had some yardage coming because he kind of slammed the ball to the turf a little like, I almost had that, and here he is now, and he's going to quick kick it up the sideline. And
it's
will
going to hit
trickle out
about
of bounds.
about the 15-yard line.
You had Dunlap back there waiting to return that.
And I think
So gonna
Don
put it
Morgan
at the
called for the
20.
fair catch. So
Yeah,
Right.
second 20.
How many returns for touchdowns does Dawn have?
I don't know. I'd have to check the
We're
record
going to
book.
check the record book. I think her longest was 82 yards. She's got a great vantage point down there, though, and she said that it's like getting back to nature because you guys have covered Lovington for several years now, and you're on the blue turf a lot. So she's liking the insects and the ants of the natural turf.
And the butterflies are flying along with the footballs.
And the coyotes, which, of course, you can spot over here in Chaves County every now and then. The visiting coyotes trying to shut this thing out. And it gets 80 on the carry. He's going to get maybe 2 or 3, but they string that play out again, and Tatum has done a good job stringing it out. That was Board on the carry.
And so it'll make it 2nd down and 8 as Board, as you mentioned, on the carry, but gets a couple yards. Last time they did that, he got 21,
Yeah.
so they were used to seeing it that time.
3-minute mark, third quarter. 2nd down and long here for the Mesilla Valley Sun Blazers.
And again, the Sun Blazers not showing just a whole lot of hurry up. They're down by 16.
Right, and if you're going to get back in this thing, you got to score twice and stop Tatum. Handoff, Flores. He's their touchdown maker, and again, it's a big run for Flores. Breaks a tackle well into Coyote territory, down to around the 47 on that carry.
Yeah, he's going to wind up there with 30 yards on the carry exactly, and it'll be a 1st down for Mesilla Valley.
And
You
he's
guys- yep.
deceptively fast. He's big. It looks like he's not running all that fast, but he is. He's chewing up yards.
And he's got 125 on the ground for Mesilla Valley.
He's got the ability to kick it into a higher gear and really get away from defenders. And you know, Mesilla Valley, they may be down on the scoreboard, but they've got the momentum right now. You can just feel it. They've got the energy and the momentum in this game. Tatum's got to answer.
Defense is digging in. Dunlap takes the shotgun snap. And it's a screen pass to Flores. That's a good play call. And they're going to be close to the 1st down. The defense is there, but they may have given up enough yardage for them to move the sticks. If not, it's very close. Looks
Yeah,
like
9
it's a
yards.
Yard short. On the tackle was number 18, Ibarra for Tatum.
So 12 receiving yards for Kendrick Flores, and 2nd and a short 1. Flores has 125 on the ground. He's been pretty much tearing us up.
Clock is ticking down toward the end of the 3rd quarter. Just a minute and a half left now.
And right now the clock is Tatum's friend, but Mesilla Valley is eating a lot of it and trying to get back into this one, down by 2 scores.
Ooh, there's movement.
Yep.
They gave him the hard count. Don't know if anyone moved on the Mesilla Valley side of things. Maybe not.
And it will be offsides on Tatum, and so they bite on the hard count. 7th penalty for 55 yards on the Coyotes, and it'll give Mesilla Valley the 1st down, their 10th of the ball game.
And as Don mentioned, you know, Mesilla Valley Sun Blazers had a little momentum. The defense was chomping at the bit on that play, and they jumped when he gave them the hard count because they were really ready to fire off the line of scrimmage that time. A minute left now in the period. Dunlap. And I hear a whistle.
And it'll be delay of game on Mesilla Valley,
Oh.
taking too much time, so they give them the 5 yards back, but unfortunately, it's after they get the fresh set of downs.
Well, and you mentioned that they're very deliberate, even though they're down 2 scores, and that time it cost them.
Yeah, they are not running a hurry up as of yet. Of course, we'll have the 4th quarter still to go, but under a minute to play here in the 3rd, and you can't count on stopping Tatum, you know, every time they have the ball. So
You can't.
and now they'll roll the clock as they'll reset the play clock. Bringing in the play from the sideline is Gorick for Mesilla Valley.
And it's running now to 45 seconds and counting in the period.
The only time they get in a hurry is when they're trying to get a play off at the end of periods,
right.
I've noticed. Blitz coming.
Yeah, Tatum was trying to shoot the gap there, and they throw it quickly, and it's going to be out in front of the intended receiver, and that was Board he was trying to hit.
I think it was a miscommunication on the route because it really was not even nowhere near close.
No, it
I
wasn't.
think he was supposed to turn out instead of turning in, maybe.
So second down and 15 for Mesilla Valley. It'll stop the clock with 33 and a half seconds to go, and it'll be second and 15.
Tatum linebackers fired off the line that time, trying to jump that gap there. He may have felt the heat on the throw, Dunlap, as they were coming with a full head of steam. Back in the gun, it's Dunlap. Flores protecting. Dunlap throwing. He's got a man. He drops it. He's wide open. He can't bring it in this time. And Logan Garg, who's had a pretty good day.
And he managed to get in front of the linebackers, and he had some room, but just couldn't hold on to the football. So third and 15.
He'd like to have that one, another chance at that one, wouldn't he?
I think he would. What's the old George Strait song? I'd like to have that one back. I think that's what he's singing right now.
I think
he
is.
He was moving so fast to his left, and yet he was trying to throw it to the right, and I think he just twisted his body up too much.
Yeah, and Gorg was pretty much open. I think he was thinking,
Yeah,
I'm going to score if I catch this thing, but I got to catch it. Handoff Flores. They go back to the trusty running back, and he's carrying people, dragging them down near a first down. He's going to be a couple yards short, but you can't fault the effort on that play.
No, you can't. They're going to give him 12 on the play, so he's got 137, and it'll be fourth down and about 3 to go. But what they have seen is they wait until Tatum blitzes, and that's when they're really handing it off and going towards the middle with Flores.
That's how they've been able to get scores up the middle.
As the gun sounds on the third quarter, we head to the fourth. We got a ball game here in the 8-man bowl game. It's Tatum 38, Mesilla Valley 22. We're back in a minute on Kicks 103, KIXN Hobbs. Back here in Roswell, the 8-man bowl game. It is fourth down and 3 for the Sunblazers of Mesilla Valley Christian. Tatum trying to stop them off as they lead by 2 scores. With the call, Alan Scott.
Thank you, TJ. And the drive here by Tatum, should they score, make it very difficult after they stop these guys. Of course, Sun Valley
Great job, though,
it.
on the stop by the Tatum Coyotes, is shooting the gap and coming through. Number 51, Tabin Moorhead. He sniffed that one out, and it'll be over on downs to the Coyotes. That's the set they needed.
Yeah, it is. And now they will start the drive. And 4-down territory, 8-man teams are used to that, but Tatum with a big defensive stand there. And as I was going to say, if Garner and company can go down here now and score early in the fourth quarter, having a 16-point lead, get it back up to a 3-score game, there may not be enough time for Mesilla Valley to score enough to win this thing.
Yeah, they are too methodical.
Whoa! Duran gone.
He's
gone. And you can hear the air horns going off and the cowbells ringing, and he had yards on everybody.
73 yards on the touchdown, and he split 2 defenders and took it right up the middle. And so, wow, that's Duran, a 73-yard touchdown catch, his third of the ball game. And with that, Garner goes to 382 yards through the air, and Duran will go over 100. He's got 156 yards receiving, and it's 44-22 in favor of the Coyotes.
Wow, and if they get the 2-point conversion, they can make it a 24-point lead.
And then you're going to have to see, if you're Coach Dunlap for Mesilla Valley, at that point, if you've got a 2-minute offense, you got to run it.
Right, you better start running it. Snap to Garner, looking to throw. And they go to the lineman, and he catches it.
Big man
Big
down in the end
57,
zone.
Charlie Leverett with the 2-point conversion as Coach Brown sitting next to us here in the booth. He is excited, and it's 46-22 as the Tatum Coyotes up here in the fourth. We're back in 30 seconds on Kicks 103. It's 73 yards from Garner to Duran, and then the 2-point conversion is good to Charlie Leverett, the senior lineman who catches it.
Center and nose guard.
Center and nose guard, and so that'll put Tatum up 46-22. I'm TJ Miracle. Dawn Morgan patrols the sideline. Tiff and Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing, and as Tatum prepares for the kickoff, here's Alan Scott.
Thanks, TJ. And we thought it was odd that 47 and 55 were quarterback and running back for Mesilla Valley. Now you get 57, the center and nose guard, as an eligible receiver, and catches the 2-point conversion.
I love it.
And Garner to kick it. And it's low. It's another squib kick. And it gets past Flores this time. That's going to let the defense get there. Flores tries to get away, but he cannot, and brought
Tyler
down.
Graham took him down. He wasn't going to take any chances as he held on. He took a good angle and made the stop. Good job by Graham. 1st and 10 for Mesilla Valley.
And 77, Derek Fulsay was in there as well. He's a special teams guy. Hasn't seen a lot of action.
And like we saw on a kick return earlier in the game, if you think it's going to be a touchback and you're delayed a little, then there's more room for the running back. This time, Flores can't field the ball, and that gives the pursuit time to get there, and they get there in a hurry.
Yes, they can.
So Tatum, man, they can smell that finish line here. They're going to bring the heat and see if they can rattle the Sunblazers. And looking to throw. And caught. They complete one, and that's going to be a touchdown. He's gone. D'Antonio with a huge play. That's going to be a
72 yards.
The
touchdown.
flags on the play, though.
And they're right at midfield. We may have a block in the back here. We'll have to see for sure. This one may be coming back.
Wow.
So
Yeah,
let's see what the
Tatum started pointing down right away as soon as the refs threw the flags.
So let's see as Mesilla Valley coming back. So that'll wipe out a 72-yard touchdown run, and it'll be holding down the field on Mesilla Valley. They'll get to replay first down, and they'll get a lot of yards out of it, but it will wipe the completion and the touchdown off of the board. So they're going to wind up going up to the 47-yard line. So it's going to wind up being a net gain of about 20 yards or so for them.
Which you would take any time unless you scored a 72-yard touchdown.
Yes.
Well, they got to deal with what they got, and they are with a fresh set of downs. The snap is low, but they're able to handle it. Flores on the carry after taking the handoff. He's going to get about 6 on that play, and the defense is there again as he headed toward the far sideline.
So it'll be, nice job by the Tatum defense.
They'll call it 5, 2nd and 5. And the
132 on the ground for Flores. He has definitely been running a whole lot on this Coyote squad today.
He has, and he's hung all their points. So the Sun Blazers from Las Cruces and Mesilla Valley will set it up here inside Tatum territory. And they're going to hand it off. And again, that's 80 coming around, and he got hit hard by the Tatum pursuit.
Duran
putting the hat right into the midsection there.
He loses 4 yards.
And that was Board who took that hit. And maybe wishing he hadn't gotten that play call. Don't call my number next time.
Yeah, well, that's the third time they've run it. First time it went for 21. The second time only went for 2. And the third time it loses 4.
Right.
Oh, wow, they're going to give him a pretty generous forward progress spot. So he only loses 2, but it's still third down and call it 7.
So So 3rd and 7, a much needed first down if you're going to hang in this ball game for the Sun Blazers.
But again, they're not hurrying up. We're under 10 minutes to go.
Dunlap wants to throw. He will throw deep. Underthrown, but caught again. And able to come back on it again for the nice catch is D'Antonio.
And D'Antonio, as I think that maybe Garner has a little thing as D'Antonio did a swim move around him basically and knocked him off of it. So it's going to be a pickup as they put him in at the 28-yard line. So it'll be a pickup of 22.
And that was number 7, Taylor Garner. D'Antonio beat for that reception.
102 through the air for Dunlap, and it's 1st and 10 for Mesilla Valley.
And they have never said die in this game. They've been down big at times, but they keep getting up. Flores on the carry.
And we've got a hold on the play, so he gets 8, but this one's coming back.
I think that hold was on Mesilla Valley, and I think it was their nose guard.
Yep, it'll be a hold, so it'll wipe out a good gain and move them back 10 yards.
Penalties have cost them big on this possession.
Yeah, officially 75 penalty yards in the ball game, but the one that wiped out the touchdown wound up, not in statistical terms, but it wound up being a 50-yard penalty, and
right.
It costing them 6 points.
And then you're getting close to the red zone here, and a penalty wipes out a good play.
So it'll be 1st down and 19 as it happened just over the line. And whistles sound as Tatum going to take a timeout with 9:04 remaining in the ball game. It's Tatum 46 and Mesilla Valley 22. We are back in 30 seconds on Kicks 103. Welcome back to Gateway Christian School, the 8-man bowl game. Tatum taking the timeout as Mesilla Valley on the march, but Tatum in the lead, 46-22. Don Morgan patrolling the sidelines. I'm TJ Miracle, and as we get back to action, here's Alan Scott.
Thank you, TJ. And we are looking at an ever-increasing window for the Coyotes to shut these guys out and a decreasing window for Gateway to score enough points to come back on the high-flying Tatum offense. But Mesilla Valley, even though they are not running the hurry-up, they have been steady. They have not hung their heads, and they're playing with confidence, and penalties have hurt them here as of late, though, as we get the snap here. Dunlap back to throw, rush coming. He's got to get rid of it. It's caught. Flores is able to catch it, and they're going to bring him down, but they needed a long way to get the first down.
They needed 19. They got 9.
Yeah, Ibarra was the guy who hit him hard from behind, wrapped his arms around him in a bear hug and put him down. But then he helped him. He put a hand down and helped him up off the turf, too. But a good stop there by Ibarra.
So
you could see him zeroing in Ibarra.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Wind picking him a bit now on the sidelines, I see.
Starting to, sounds like.
And Dunlap hoping he can pick up some points here. But I think the toughest part is going to be stopping Tatum from scoring.
Flores has got it again.
He does have it again.
Cuts it back to the middle.
He is running like a man possessed. He's been their biggest weapon today, and he gets the first down.
Yeah, he's going to get it all the way down to about the 10-yard line where they're going to spot him. So it'll be a pickup of 17 for Flores, who now has 149 on the ground, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Mesilla Valley.
Yeah, knocking on the door again. And Tatum has managed to keep a large margin all day, but every time they get up 3 scores, it seems Mesilla Valley comes back and gets one of their own.
But again, Mesilla Valley not going in the hurry up. Just taking their time. They can get a first down without getting a touchdown.
And they're going to hand it off, and it will be Board on the carry. And he's drilled and driven back by a couple of Tatum Coyotes on that defense out there.
That's going to be Kruger and Ibarra.
So he's going to pick up a yard on the play. So 2nd down and 9. Kruger and Ibarra doing a nice job stretching that one out. They fell for it once, but they have not fallen for it since. And the clock continues to move as he stays in bounds. 7:20 remaining in the ball game.
Yeah, and that's a good point, TJ. They're keeping him in bounds. And I don't know that they're concerned with stopping the clock. They're going to do what they do and do it their way. That's what we've seen so far from these guys, but they have remained vigilant, and they keep getting up off the mat. Another high snap fielded by Dunlap. Rush is there, and he bails, and it's caught again by D'Antonio. I thought he was just getting rid of it to avoid the sack, but D'Antonio with another nice catch.
And he's going to wind up with 8 yards on the completion, so it'll be 3rd down and 1.
And they're going to spot it at the 4-yard line.
Good pressure from Tatum, and you got to figure, hey, the house is coming. I got to get rid of this football. Let's just hope he catches it, and he did.
Andy Bada was one of the 2 Tatum guys in on the stop on that, or it would have been already in the end zone.
And again, he stays in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. They can get a first down without getting a touchdown from the 2.
6:25 left in the game. Dunlap awaits the snap. He's got it. They're going to go right to the workhorse, Flores, and he's going to plow his way in for the score.
So Flores has his 4th touchdown of the day, gives him 151 on the ground, and it puts Mesilla Valley at 24 points on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard. 2-point conversion try to come.
And time's the biggest factor, I think, now, as far as Mesilla Valley goes.
I said 24, I meant 28.
And if Tatum, they would have to not score again for the Sunblazers to have a hope of pulling off the miracle here.
But you will be looking for the onside kick.
Certainly will be. And the snap. And he's going to keep it and try that left side. Cuts it upfield, falls forward.
Oh, just barely.
Got it
barely.
Just got it. He put his hand out in fact, I thought he was down before he rolled over and got it in the end zone, but both the refs put their hands up, so I'm wrong.
The 2-point conversion is good. 6:17 remaining in the ball game. Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard says Tatum 46 and Mesilla Valley 30. We're back in 30 on Kicks 103. Welcome back to Roswell, the 8-man bowl game, as the Tatum Coyotes hanging on to a 46-30 lead as Mesilla Valley goes in from 2 yards out with Kendrick Flores, and then Case Dunlap gets the 2-point conversion. So our score 46-30 with the call and the kickoff. Here's Alan Scott.
Thank you, TJ. And there comes your squib kick, fielded immediately by Tatum, and a good job there. And number 17 had it come right at him, and that's Devin Castagnon.
So Castagnon doing a nice job as he kind of muffed one the last time they tried that, but just wisely getting the hands on it and falling on it and curling up over it. And so giving Tatum the ball back with 6:16 to go. They're up by 16, so a 2-score game. But desperation can make a team do strange things. You've got to think that now the tackling is going to get a little sloppier for Mesilla Valley, and they're going to be really trying to strip the ball out.
Yeah, force something to happen.
Mesilla Valley's coaches have been yelling at them, "You're not tired, you're not tired."
I'm glad they're not. I'm starting to get tired watching all these scores.
Yeah. Garner will keep it now. Throws, caught. Good route by Kruger. He breaks a tackle and gets hit from behind and driven forward for a first down.
Yeah, very good job by Ranley Kruger. Let's see if they're going to be just shy of the first down, but still Kruger with another catch. That's his 4th catch of the day. He's got 87 yards receiving.
And it's been a resilient performance by the Sunblazers. They've had some big plays, but it seems every time they score on a big play, they can only get it to 16.
391 through the air for Garner, and 2nd down and 1 now for the Tatum Coyotes with 5:38 to go.
Garner has had another big day. He's no stranger to 5 touchdown games, and he wants 6. He throws it. It's caught. It's Duran, and it's a touchdown. That is not unfamiliar territory for these guys. I've seen him hit Duran for 4 scores and a half this year.
And that will put Duran at 198 in the receiving category. That is his 4th touchdown of the day. And just like that, Tatum answers back, and it is 52-30. Wow. Wow, 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 wow.
The score sounds like it's a much more defense optional game than it's been. It feels like it's been a really gritty defensive game down here, you know?
Yeah, but you
Garner,
look at the score and you go, anybody playing defense? They are.
Yeah, 433 yards for Garner through the air. That is amazing.
He's going to keep it for the two-pointer. Will he get in?
Nope, he's going to get stacked up at the 1. But still, you're up 52-30. You're up 22 again. It's okay.
They should have gone back to the secret weapon, 57.
I think they should have. But it is a score. It's 42 yards to Abraham Duran. And with 5:27 to go in the ball game, it's Tatum 52, Mesilla Valley 30 on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard. We're back in 30 on Kicks 103. .42 yards from Taylor Garner to Abraham Duran. Duran's 4th touchdown reception of the afternoon. Point after, no good, as Tatum goes up 52-30 with Dawn Morgan on the sideline. Tiffany B. Stuber in studio engineering and producing. I'm TJ Miracle. And as we get back to the action, here's Alan Scott.
Yeah, the firepower of Tatum has just been a little too much for these guys. It's an onside kick here, fielded by the big lineman, and he's going to return it as far as he can. And
that's Alexander Brock.
Valiant effort there, man.
Yeah,
he says, I'm going to run this thing.
Yeah, you don't want to get underneath, but that's exactly what our number 77 did. Felt the full force of that player for sure.
He felt the earth move.
Yes.
Yeah, he did. He's shown as a freshman, 6'4", 285 coming at you.
Crazy.
Small kid.
Yeah.
Small kid.
Just a wee tot.
So from the 45-yard line inside Tatum territory, 5:23 to go in the ball game. Tatum up again by 22, but Mesilla Valley still not going away.
Yeah, and they have kept their heads up and played hard, but Tatum just had too big of a point differential, I think. Flores has had a good game. He's run hard, but they get him on a short gain this time, and a good tackle in there. That's his
20th carry of the ball game for 153 yards. I'm going to have to start a new line for that young man on my stat sheet, and it'll be 2nd and 8.
And was that a Barra on the stop, 18?
I believe it was.
Yes, it was.
He's been all over the field today.
Yes, he has. He's had a whale of a game in this 8-man bowl game.
And the Coyotes can't start the celebration quite yet, but they're getting close. And Dunlap is back in the gun. 2nd down play. Throw. Sideline. Picked! Garner's got it. And he's returning it. He's going to score. You can't catch him. Can Flores catch him? He cannot. And Taylor Garner, pick 6, adding to his own cause as Tatum's starting quarterback.
So Garner takes it all the way to the house, returns it 61 yards on the pick 6, and that will pretty much put this one out of reach, you have got to think.
Yeah, I think that the large lady with the horns and the helmet is singing now.
I'm not sure if she's singing yet, but she's warming up.
She's warming up, doing her vocals. Man.
And so do we have a flag on the play?
Yeah, they're going to bring it back.
The refs act like it, but I didn't actually see the flag.
I didn't see a flag either.
I did not either, so they are going to whistle Tatum, and so it'll wipe the pick 6 off of the board. Oh, no, but I think the INT will stand.
Well, and I hate to see him take that away from Garner because he's had a great game. It's been a long game. He's got a ton of yards, and he's done everything but sell popcorn, and they take that one off the board.
Well, and he was scheduled to sell the popcorn, but the state said that you couldn't open the concession stand. So
right.
It is Tatum football after the INT, though.
And a nice play by Garner, who is at the helm now. Looking to throw. He's going over the middle. He's got a man and just overthrew him, or that's 6, and he was trying to hit number
Mendoza.
6. David Mendoza.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Coyotes. They don't ever take anything off of it, and we do have some laundry on the field.
Sure enough. Probably a hold.
Yeah, that's in the neighborhood of the hold. So let's look for the head official to give us the signal.
Tatum's moving back.
Oh, yep, but they still haven't signaled the booth as to what the penalty is. And it will be illegal man downfield, and it will be declined, so they will take the result of the play, which was an incompletion.
They said Skylar Campbell was downfield illegally.
That was smart for Mesilla Valley. Why give him another down? You got to get the ball back. That's just going to take time that you need. Garner to throw. He's got Durant. He's dangerous.
And runs over the man, and he's gone.
They just cannot tackle Abraham Durant.
And so he is going to take it 63 yards to the house, his 5th touchdown catch of the night. And if you're keeping score at home, that will put Taylor Garner at 506 yards passing.
Wow.
My goodness.
You know, Brock tried to stop him. Galindo tried to stop him. 17, Herrera tried. I mean, everybody tried to get him down, and nobody could.
And that's 262 receiving yards for Abraham Duran. Wow.
That's a heck of a day, and I hear he did his homework on a log with a piece of charcoal.
Yeah, maybe.
Fade route for the 2-pointer.
In and out of the hands.
Oh, he didn't catch it, did he?
Nope, Ranley Kruger just not quite able to hang on to it.
Man, his body language looked like he did. But it goes awry. But again, and I feel good about saying it early on in the ball game, Tatum scores enough points. 2-point conversion, point conversion.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, so it goes to 58-30 on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard. Tatum in the lead. We will take a 30-second timeout, come back with the kickoff. This is Coyote Bowl Game Football on Kicks 103. $63 yards from Taylor Garner to Abraham Duran, their 5th hookup of the day. The 2-point conversion fails, but still it's 58-30, a 28-point lead for the Tatum Coyotes. They're up by 4 touchdowns. 4:12 remaining in this bowl game. Can't celebrate yet, but as we mentioned earlier, there may be a woman with horns warming up in the gym over there.
I think so. Garner to kick again, a squibber. And it's going to be fielded but muffed by D'Antonio at the 40.
And he put his knee on the ground, so it works as a kneel down. So it'll be Mesilla Valley football right at the 40, 1st and 10.
You know, Garner just remains so cool. He gets the pick 6. They take it back. Yeah, I'm not worried about it. He comes and promptly throws a 63-yard touchdown to Durant.
Yeah, works fine. And that puts him over 500 yards for the game. 506 through the air. That is just amazing.
Yeah.
And a big touchdown passes.
And a big day for Durant. And they would like to have Kevin Cardenas out here, but man, I'll tell you what, they're flying high without Cervantes and Cardenas, who one is hurt, the other are ready to play basketball. And here's a running play coming for Mesilla Valley, who has made a valiant effort today. Good tackle there, shoestring variety to bring him down. He's going to pick up 7 or 8 on that carry, though.
Yeah, they're going to give him 7 for Dunlap. That'll give him
Castanon
53.
brought him down.
Castanon.
With a nice shoestring tackle.
So they'll look at 2nd and short here. And running short of time is Mesilla Valley.
And again, they're just going to keep playing their offense. There's no hurry up in them at all. The clock moves at 3:38 to go in the ball game, and they're down by 4 scores.
And sometimes I guess you just know the mountain's going to be a little too hard to climb, but they're going to acquit themselves well and play to the end. And I'm telling you, they're going to try and score again before this thing's over, regardless of how far down they are. Here goes a running play. 1st down yardage and more on the carry by Dunlap.
And so he'll get another 5. That'll give him 58 on the ground. Of course, you know, again, not really, you know, no hurry up. Charles Gleghorn used to be the Hobbs coach, was the coach at Mesilla Valley before he came to Hobbs. And we saw him, I believe, Eunice back when they were an 11-man team, and they moved at light speed. But a little bit different now with Coach Dunlap, a little bit more deliberate.
Interesting. Gamble, been in the gun all day. He's there again. Long count. Here he goes. He's going to go to Flores, their workhorse. He's running with the head of steam, breaking tackles, and he could go, but not this time. They're going to get him down at the 20.
Nice move, but it's still a good for 27 yards for Kendrick Flores. So now he's got 170, make that 180 even for Flores, and it's 1st and 10.
And that was Leo Gonzalez, number 15 for Tatum, who made that stop, made that good tackle.
Gonzalez, a junior, seeing some action here late.
I was wondering if it was 18 or 15, and Dawn with that bird's eye view down there as they narrow in on the red zone here defensively. Tatum digs in, and Mesilla Vally will have it at the 20. Dunlap will keep it and falls forward for about 6.
Yeah, let's see where they put
Maybe
him.
a little more.
Yeah, they're going to put him, wow, they're going to give him forward progress in 9.
9.
Wow. So that gives him 67 yards on the ground, and it'll be 2nd down and a yard to go.
That was Derek and or Fulsey and Kruger who brought him down on that one.
Time running low, under 2 minutes to play here, but I knew that they were not going to go without trying to punch it in again to make that differential as small as possible, as the Coyotes now appear to have this thing locked up. And they're going to flip it to Flores this time out of that shotgun snap, and he carries people wherever he goes.
And he's going to have enough for the 1st down.
That was a bad handoff again. He had to juggle that, and I wasn't sure he was going to hang on to it.
Yeah, I thought they flipped it on purpose, but no, juggled it.
So he's got 186 on the ground, and it'll be 1st and goal from the 7.
So Mesilla Valley is putting points on the board if they can. Tatum will do their best to see if they can keep them out of the end zone here. But the Coyotes are going to make a clean sweep for Lee County. What a week of high school football for us. Dunlap will keep it this time. Head for the sideline. Cuts it up now. And into the end zone.
So
TD.
Dunlap on his 21st carry of the day. 7 yards into the end zone. His first rushing touchdown gives him 74 yards on the ground on 21 carries, and it'll make it 58-36. The point after to come, and Tatum still with a minute if they want to go ahead and see if they can get 60 plus on the board.
Right. We got 100 points almost put up here.
Yes, we do.
68-36. We do have over 100 points for these two.
Not quite.
No.
But
Yeah.
got,
Was it
got 94 right now.
94.
And I know if I'm wrong that I will be corrected at some point.
No, I think you're right. Trying to put 2 more on is Flores.
And he will.
And
Nope,
he
that
does.
was 65 this
That was
time.
65.
Yeah.
So number
Saldivar.
60. Saldivar, thank you.
What do they have to change it up now for?
So now we are just a couple of 4 points away from having 100 hung on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard. 101 remaining in the ball game. We're back in 30 here on Kicks 103. As Mesilla Valley takes it into the end zone and then converts on the 2-point conversion, 58-38, though Tatum in the lead on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard. 101 remaining in the ball game. I'm TJ Miracle, Tiffany V. Stuber in studio engineering and producing, Dawn Morgan on the sideline. And with the call here on Kicks 103, HobbsAmerica.com and the Tatum Sports YouTube channel, Alan Scott.
Thanks, TJ. And they're going to onside kick this one. It's going to be taken by the Coyotes, and they're going to return it. And you better watch it. He's going to find the sidelines. It's 18, Ibarra. He's going to the house. It brought down a little short, it looks like.
So he's going to be down at the 5-yard line. So Ibarra turns it back 45-plus yards, and it'll be 1st and goal for the Coyotes.
Wow.
You're going to get your 100, Alan.
Yeah, and you know, I skipped school the day we took math. I was looking at the score. I thought Tatum had 68, and it wouldn't have surprised me as why I thought we were over 100. But we're going to get there anyway, I
and
think.
timeout taken by Mesilla Valley. We'll keep it right here and say a big thanks to everybody who's made Tatum football possible all season long. And, of course, today here in the bowl game, including the Coffee House, also Norley Hospital's Tatum Clinic, Albertson's Market, Fulco Trucking, and New Mexico Junior College. Also couldn't have done it without the help and support of Knoll Pharmacy, Lasco Construction, Eunice Pump and Supply, Hobbs Rental, Lee County Electric Cooperative, and IPS. So we appreciate those folks making it possible for us to be here in Roswell today and following the Tatum Coyotes, many of them, all season long. We appreciate their help and support, as it'll be the second time out for Mesilla Valley. 50 seconds remaining in the ball game. Tatum knocking on the door, 1st and goal, as they officially put them at the 6 or the 7-yard line. But that was a huge return there for Ibarra.
Yeah,
Ruben Ibarra has had a whale of a ball game.
He has, and I'm wondering with 58 if they might not.
Well, they are going into victory formation.
Yeah, you don't need to score here.
And they can run the clock out. There's only one timeout left for Mesilla Valley. It'll be interesting to see if they take it. And I hate to have to write down kneel downs
right
in the book, but to be statistically semi-accurate, I have to. So it'll be 2nd and goal from the 8, and it doesn't look like Mesilla Valley is going to take their timeouts. So Tatum will have to kneel it down one more time, and then they will be victorious. A 20-point win here in the bowl game, 58-38.
I expected them to do that because Tatum is a class act, and that's what you do right here. You don't need to add insult because it was a well-played game on both sides. You have scored a ton of points. You're going to win this thing, and it just hit me as I was about to make that call. They're probably just going to kneel down here, and they did.
Yep, they will, and they will not have to kneel it again as we are under 10 seconds with 5, with 4, with 3, with 2, 1, and there goes the gun.
And your Tatum Coyotes have won their 8-man bowl game, and I'm going to tip the cap to the Sun Blazers, who opted to play this game first off, and they wanted it on neutral territory. They got it. They came out here. They played hard. It's just that Tatum is such a juggernaut at scoring points, TJ. Once they got down a couple scores, they could never really get it much closer than that.
No, they really couldn't. So a great job by the Coyotes. We'll take a 2-minute timeout, come back and wrap things up with the Coyote postgame show. This is Tatum Bowl Game Football on Kicks 103. back here in Roswell as the sun has peeked through and broken out, and the Coyotes are victorious to complete the clean sweep for Lee County as they beat Mesilla Valley 58-38 in the 8-man bowl game. For the Tatum Coyotes, it was the air raid, basically. Taylor Garner to Abraham Duran. Garner finishes up the afternoon 18 of 24 for 506 yards and 8 touchdown passes. Abraham Duran, the recipient of 5 of those touchdown passes. He had 6 catches, 5 of them for touchdowns, 262 yards to lead the Coyotes in that department.
He had an off day. The 6th one should have been a touchdown, too. What a great performance.
Well, needed to spread it out a little bit. Ranley Kruger with 4 catches, 2 of which were touchdowns. He had 87 yards. Mendoza with 3 catches for 67 yards, including a 60-yard touchdown. And Ibarra, 4 catches for 45 yards. On the ground, Abraham Duran, the leading rusher for the Coyotes, 2 carries, 23 yards. Garner, 9 carries, 6 yards. He was sacked once. And Ibarra, 4 carries for -4. 506 through the air, 25 collectively on the ground, 531 total yards for the Coyotes in this one. They were flagged 7 times for 65 yards and 4 first downs in the ball game.
Had a kick return for a touchdown.
They had a kick return
and
for a touchdown.
they had another one with Garner that got called back.
That's right, an interception the other way. So for Mesilla Valley, their quarterback Case Dunlap goes 10 of 19 for 119, no touchdowns and 1 interception. Leading receiver was D'Antonio with 88 yards. It was the Kendrick Flores ground attack. He carries 22 yards for 22 times for 186 yards and 4 touchdowns on the ground. Case Dunlap, 21 carries for 74 yards, and he had a touchdown also. So collectively for Mesilla Valley Christian, they go 119 through the air, 292 collectively on the ground, 411 total. They were flagged 7 times for 75 yards. They won the first down battle with 10 and but fall on the scoreboard. As we'll take it down to Dawn Morgan. I believe she's got Coach Brett Satterwhite.
Definitely. Congratulations, Coach. What do you think about this game?
Well, it was a hard-fought ball game. We did some things to keep them in the ball game. Then they did some things momentum-wise, took control of some things and made it difficult for us. But it was a hard-fought, good ball game for sure.
Very definitely. I mean, they showed up, they didn't give up, and they definitely, put you guys through your paces. But your team, what do you say about this amazing, especially the defense working so hard, but all these kids, the two-way players, you just really brought it today.
Yes, ma'am. It's fun to watch these kids. We got great kids at Tatum. They work hard, they play hard. You never have to doubt whether they're going to do that. And today was one of those days. They showed up and they played, and they had to fight to make it happen, but they got it done, and I'm really, really proud of them.
You got up early and stayed ahead. What was really the key to the game against Mesilla for you?
Well, we thought coming in we needed to throw the football, which we've done with regularity this year, but we were missing a couple of our key players, and I was really proud of the guys that stepped up and filled in. Abraham Duran made some big plays for us. David Mendoza made some big plays for us, and of course Taylor Garner throwing the ball to him was big. We had an injury to our running back, and so we had another guy, Ruben Ibarra, that moved back from the guard position, played the running back spot, and did a really good job for us there. So we just had some kids step up in the absence of a couple of really key players for us. Statistically, those guys that we didn't have probably been our leaders on the year. Not probably, they were. And these guys filled in nicely. And so I was just really, really proud of the kids that stepped up.
Yeah, over 500 yards in the offense. That's amazing. What was your message to the guys afterward? I mean, you guys were the only 8-man bowl game in the whole state. You arguably are the state champions, even though they're not doing that officially. But hey, I think a case could be made that if there's a championship or an unofficial title, you certainly earned it.
Well, we'd like to think that, obviously, but the main thing was we wanted to get out, play another ball game. It only gave us 5 on the year. The season was short anyway. And I'm new at Tatum, so we wanted to get an opportunity to play another game and give these kids an opportunity to learn more of what we do and how to play like we expect them to play and build on to the next season. So I was excited about that. And then, of course, these seniors, you tell those guys you love them and you're going to miss them. And, we hated it's their last ball game, but it was fun to share it with them.
It was fun to watch. Thank you very much. You guys played a good, clean ball game, fought hard, but you played well. Not that many penalties, and it was just it was a pleasure to be able to watch the game and see you guys. And hopefully these guys, even with all the hard work, hopefully they had a fun time and a good experience and came away with some good memories and positive with all that they've been through and all you guys have had to endure this school year.
Thank you, and yes, I hope that's the case too. I really think it was fun for the kids and look forward to next season.
All right, congrats again, Coach. Thank you for talking with us.
Thank you.
All right, Dawn Morgan with Coach Brett Satterwhite. Of course, we've got to mention that our video stream is courtesy of New Walmart Digital Solutions under rights granted by the New Mexico Activities Association, Tatum High School, Mesilla Valley Christian School, and the good folks here at Gateway Christian for allowing us to video as well. So, Alan, I know they're trying to pack up here, so final thoughts on this one before we put a wrap on it.
I think it was absolutely a great season, and no matter what the number of games, no matter what the pandemic was trying to do, they got it in. They won the thing. They went as far as they could possibly go, and I'm impressed with the character that both these teams showed, and particularly Tatum Coyotes. When they had a penalty, they didn't get upset. They always seem to maintain their cool, and I think that comes from their coach. They're cool under pressure. Look at Taylor Garner, and he's going to be back.
Yeah, definitely losing some kids, but having a lot of great players back, and so looking forward to next football season. Of course, basketball gets underway next week, and so we will be right back at it. But football, hey, it'll be a short off season. We're back at it in August. And with that,
and so long to the folks who watched in Cruces.
And we appreciate you guys wherever you watch today on HobbsAmerica.com, on the Tatum Sports tab, on the Tatum Sports YouTube channel, also through KSVPTV.com, and of course listening here on Kicks 103 and the Kicks 103 app. And with that, my friends, we will put a wrap on this one. The 8-man bowl game between the Tatum Coyotes and the Mesilla Valley Christian Sunblazers turned into a shootout. Tatum getting the victory 58-38. Tatum Bowl Game Football has proudly been presented by IPS, the Lee County Electric Cooperative, Hobbs Rental, EP&S, and Lasco Construction. Tatum Bowl Game Football also brought to you by Knoll Pharmacy, New Mexico Junior College, Full Code Trucking, Albertsons Market, the Tatum Clinic, and the Cappuccino Coffee House. For Tiff and Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing, for Dawn Morgan, for Alan Scott, I'm TJ Miracle saying so long from Roswell. This has been an exclusive presentation of New Walmart Digital, One Radio Square Sports, and Kicks 103. Have a happy Easter and a great weekend, everybody.